My foot hit the thing. My foot hit my as I was sitting down, my foot hit my my equipment. Shoot. I doggone it. Okay, let's try this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody all around the world, hello and welcome to another episode of the Welch with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch, and we're back on this Friday afternoon. Get excited, clap it up, make some noise. We here, we made it. We done got through another week, and we're so happy to be with you talking about the world of boxing and beyond. We got so much to cover in the world of sports that we can talk. Again, it's a championship rounds, so you all can talk about whatever you want to discuss in the world of boxing and beyond. Well, you all control the show. We can still talk about topics coming up throughout the week, like with Keyshawn Davis. Now him being the number one mandatory or number one ranked contender in line with Teofimo Lopez. Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez. Will that fight actually happen? Daniel Dubois also having some news coming about with hopefully, well, at least per the words of Frank Warren, coming announcements of when he's going to be back and who it will be against, and it potentially going to be a fight that's going to really tickle the fancy of a whole bunch of people around the globe. Who will that be? We can speculate, and of course, we need to talk about Terence Crawford, more specifically with some interviews I've seen over with the likes of Timothy Bradley, talking about what his experience was sparring with him and why this bleeds into one of the topics of what is Crawford's real biggest weapon in this fight versus Canelo that we all may not be acknowledging with the level of fervor that needs to be talked about. But it's all that and more on this show. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you listening. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like on the stream. Hey, come on. Get the likes up on this stream. Keep on. Let everybody know that this is the hottest show in all the globe right here on YouTube. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to be sure to hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube. And also, don't forget that if you want to put your voice in the chat, type something in the chat, and we can bring it up right here. And whatever you want to talk about, and whatever you say, we can bring it up on the screen, and you can help drive the conversation for how this show is going to go. Because your voice matters, especially today, because y'all drive everything that we're doing for this show today. And be sure, I think is there one more thing? Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment thoughts and opinions. Oh, yeah, and share the show with everybody you know. so we can keep on building up this empire together. Yes, indeed, we are almost at 2,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. Hey, we're 50 subscribers away from 2,000. Oh, once they get the ball rolling, the first 1,000 was hard. Next 1,000, but we came up on that real quick. Next thing you know, we can get 5, 10, 15, 100,000. Shoot, we can become a million. Don't matter what, don't matter when. All I know is it's going to happen. It's all with you making it happen with us. So we appreciate you all tuning in. Also, if you want to give to the show, Cash App, PayPal, links down below in the description. If you want to support the channel while waiting on monetization, anything will do. It helps us to make this show bigger and better for you all to enjoy. But with all that being said, we got boxing to talk about, and we got your voice to be heard. So let's jump right into the world of the championship rounds. Yes, sir. It's time to work. It's time to shine. It's time to make the world sublime. And let's hear what you got to say in the world of boxing and or whatever else you want to discuss on today's show. Also, we got some people in the chat, like with Business and Groovy. Hey, brother, how you doing? Good to see you. Also, thank you. Thank you for telling me in the chat that you couldn't hear me, because I thought everything was plugged in. I didn't realize I hit the thing and put the plug out. We good now. Thank you for helping me out. Yeah, and I appreciate it for you helping me keep me in the right step. And because I'll tell you what, it's I would have gone through a good chunk of the show without knowing, because I didn't even realize I hit the thing. But either way, we good now. But let me see what you got to say. I'm standing on my Canelo pick. I think Experience will win the fight. So that's a perfect segue into this one of the topics that we have as agendas. Yes, we still have agendas that we can discuss, but again, it's all driven by where you all want to go and talk about. So with this conversation, let's delve into it. So you're sticking with Canelo. And as of right now, I want to say that I am too, but like I keep saying, it's getting, I'm telling you, by September, I might just switch my pick. Because every time I go and try to study and see what the world this fight's going to be, I'm seeing more things I don't like with Canelo that I haven't seen somebody be able to take advantage of that I see Crawford can. But I still know that this brother can put Crawford out. It can be genuinely too much for him to withstand. So I completely understand you sticking with your pick, and you think Experience is gonna win the day. And it's like the repertoire. And again, Canelo's it's what 60. He's got 64 fights. Nearly 65, nearly 65 fights in his, no, I'm sorry, I'm lowball. Over 65 fights in his career. Again, the last brother who had that many fights is, again, coming out of retirement, and Manny Pacquiao. Remember that. The only other buddy that's got 60 plus wins and 60 plus fights in his career that I can think of right now is Manny Pacquiao, who just came up with a 6-year or 6-5, however long his retirement was after Ugas. It happened. So that bleeds into what makes this fight so hard for Crawford to win. But he has seen things, which is crazy to say, but he might have seen things and dealt with things that Crawford has never dealt with, not just from a size perspective, beyond just the pale of him being somebody who came up in weight against bigger opposition. More so in the connotation of he has been with more bigger names and more better names on the whole of his career than the likes of Terence Crawford. It's just the truth. He's faced more Hall of Famers. He's faced more contenders and competitors. He's faced of the sliding scale of talent within each of the divisions that Canelo's been in. He's faced off against more people. It's just the truth of the matter. He's been attuned to some of the biggest legends and their tricks of the trade that they brought that made them so dominant. So you doggone right, yeah, Experience can take a hold on this. But yes, it can. Yes, it can cause some real issues. Also, talk so, hold on. Wait a second. Taco FSD, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're with us on it. Also, is my camera a little bit fuzzy? I don't want to. I'm trying to make sure that I'm looking clean and I'm looking pristine. I feel like I need to get my camera a little bit right. I'm gonna try to zoom in just a little bit. I'm sorry. I know. Look. I look good. I do, but I don't want y'all being shocked by my handsomeness. So please, please, just bear with me real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm looking pristine. Wait a minute. No, I got shoot. I feel like I gotta get even closer. Dang it. Go on it. I think no blurry. No blurry. No blurry again. There we go. Okay, I think that's right. Hopefully, I think okay. I'm sorry. I'm a stickler for trying to look. Look, hey, look! When I notice something, it's an itch. I gotta scratch it. I gotta gotta get it taken care of. And I'm like, even if it looks good, that's fine. I want it to look great. It's a thing of mine. Sadly, I'm a I'm a perfectionist in more ways than one, and it gets to me. But sometimes he just leaves stuff be. But in terms of looking good, oh, you doggone right, we're gonna make this as professional as can be. I don't care. I don't care. I ain't got no problem dealing with that. But regardless of which, let's keep on rolling with your chats. And but again, Taco, how you doing? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming to the show. And again, facts, you agree with what I'm saying? And that is crazy enough. That's one of the things that ain't been talked about in the terms of the world of Canelo, which is insane. It's been normally the size, the power, the durability, you can't hurt Canelo. One of the greatest shins we've seen. In boxing, okay, and nope, okay, so good. I'm in focus. Handsome as always. Why I appreciate it so much. I assume you're looking good behind the camera as well, wherever you are around the globe. So hey, salute to you as well. We all good looking brothers and sisters all around on this show. I tell you what. But regardless of which, switching gears back to the thing, when we're looking, and also, hey, Jay Will, yo, how you doing? What's going on with the good to see you? We made it to Friday. Good to see you on the show with us today. Hopefully you enjoying what we got going on. Hopefully you want to hear and you want to delve into it. Again, it is the championship rounds for the entirety of the show. If you didn't know, whatever you want to discuss, you all can make it happen and you all drive the conversation on what we talk about today. Again, with boxing, basketball, movies, television, TV, NBA, NFL, all of that stuff. We can talk about the Michael Parsons trade. Oh, Lord, it happened. My goodness, it happened. For my NFL fans out there, it actually happened. But he's going to Green Bay. Can you believe it? For a D tackle and 2 first-round picks. But again, we'll touch on that later on. And we'll see. We'll save that for later on. After we cover this point. Jay Will, you hot. I see you in the chat. We'll leave it alone for now. But going back to the conversation involving the pick with Canelo and involving the pick with standing on it or not, with the experience aspect, which again is valid, that's almost being thrown under the rug a little bit. And is that a disservice to the Canelo? I kind of think it is. Now, again, I still believe that Crawford is a better boxer at this point in time than Canelo from the standpoint of technical ability, skill set, and as deep of a bag as he has, and in this boxing game, with this ability to do more things on a technical level at this point in his career, which is crazy enough because he's older than Canelo by 2 years. Canelo is still incredibly smart. Don't get me wrong, as we consistently cover. The IQ is not as far off as people may deem, even if they see it as a disadvantage for Canelo. But even still, it's been just he's too big, too strong, too durable. The greatest chin in boxing history. What the world can Crawford do? He took Gennady Golovkin for 3 fights and didn't get knocked down, taking his biggest shots. How in the world could it be that Crawford can just box his way to victory? It makes no sense. That's been the biggest gripe against Terence Crawford. But it's the experience of Canelo that I think might make this a tougher thing than we may expect in the world of Terence Crawford from that boxing perspective. Because he's going to bring some things that he's learned from legendary boxers all throughout his career. That because of that, it's still a great resume. Because it's not nearly as robust as the career of Canelo, just because of longevity, there may be some things that, dare I say, Crawford may not have seen before. Or he may not have known, oh, wait, when I do this, nobody's been able to deal with it when I make this switch or change in XYZ stance or whatever. Canelo might be able to. He's been around the block so long, it's hard to think of what he hasn't seen before. That's the issue. But let me see, as we're going through, would you give Canelo today the advantage? Would you give Canelo today the advantage in chin, power, and head movement, defense over butt? And this is where it gets tricky. Chin, yes. It's hard to go against. Though, again, Crawford's been knocked down, but he has a phenomenal chin. But Canelo, yeah, he's been rocked as well and arguably got knocked down against Cotto's brother early in his career when the ropes held him up, when he wobbled back, but still he beat him and knocked him out and all that stuff. But that, neither here nor there. Since that fight with Cotto's brother, Canelo's been a nigh impenetrable wall. Going up against some of the, again, elevating the power every single time out in terms of the opposition that he's going up against and the literal power that he's facing when he fights people. So his chin, yeah, of course his chin is going to be better. Head movement, shoot, yeah, yes, when he uses it. Yes, when he does use it. But no, when he doesn't. Now I say that because that blends into the defense aspect of it. When we're looking at the advantages and disadvantages, where Canelo somewhat is disadvantaged is the defensive side, because he doesn't use all of the defensive tools that he used to use at 160. And we covered it before on the show. His ability to have head movement like against Danny Jacobs and others, who, you know, from 154 to 160 to the early days of 168, everything from head movement, blocking, defense, footwork, all of that was great, phenomenal. Now that he's older, he's moved differently. The way he defends is different now. His main antithesis, or his main focal point, it's no longer to slip, dodge, and duck, though he can. It's walk you down, catch and shoot, catch everything on the guard. And as we've seen as time has gone on, we've seen Canelo, yeah, the defense is there. He can catch, or he can catch a lot of stuff, but also stuff has started getting through that guard of Canelo, like with Bivol. Now, again, Bivol is not Crawford. Bivol's bigger than Crawford. Bivol's a completely different fighter than Crawford. So yes, difference. We can say it's a different situation. But we can also speak to John Ryder, Munguia, Edgar Berlanga, even the likes of William Skull, though it was few and far between. That high guard has not been it's still been phenomenal, and it's still been incredibly strong, but it hasn't been as impenetrable as it used to be. Reason why is because it used to be coupled with better head movement and a more fleet-footed nature. So yes, he's still got great distance control. He can still get out the way. He still understands, yeah, I can catch just about everything. But it's not as clean as it used to be. There are more cracks in the armor, chinks in the armor, that yes, it can still hold up to just about anything. But as time has gone on, we've seen fighters that, again, should not be on the level of Canelo having success offensively, when in the past it wasn't like that in the same way. Because as we keep on talking about, Canelo and his repertoire has diminished because of where he's at in his career. And Father Time itself, he doesn't use everything that he used to make himself truly untouchable. From the sense of like, okay, yeah, he's incredibly hard to catch, and if you do pin him, you can't break through him. And then with the final layer, that is the chin. Oh, if you do break through somehow, well now Al, you can't hurt the buck. So it used to be a three-pronged layered system or three-pronged layered armor that you had to break through. First, you got to catch him with the head movement and get the distance. Then afterwards, you got to actually break through that guard, which is hard to do. Then you got to actually crack him and hurt him, which again is hard to do. And so I don't think he's got as much of an advantage defensively, though from the sense of, hey, it's going to be hard to break through. Yeah, it's going to be hard to break through. But it's the issue of, because we're dealing with a pinpoint sniper in Crawford himself, who, mind you, the biggest aspect as to why I said he was able to beat Spence and others was because he's so accurate with his punch placement. He's aggressive, but everything that he throws gets through because he gets through the smallest crack and the smallest opening, whether it's off a counter or even off of your guard. We've seen it countless times before, so it's like it is a viable option that, hey, the head movement ain't there no more, or not nearly like it used to be. The footwork has slowed down to more of a plodding state. More, again, walk and stalk, which again is still effective, but it's not conducive to being able to get out the way like it used to. And now your high guard, which is still incredibly strong, going up against somebody as pinpoint as Crawford, he can get through the small openings and the chinks that high guard has that can cause him to actually score. I think it's going to hurt him, but can cause him to score. And that can do some real damage. But let me keep on reading what you all had to say real quick. Who do you think is who the better counterpuncher is? The better counterpuncher, right now, the better counterpuncher is Terence Crawford. The better counterpuncher is Terence. And I'm saying that Canelo, again, catch and shoot, that's a form of counter. You being able to get in, walk them down, once because the catch and shoot is the tail. Once you hit that guard, boom, that's when you know, okay, it's time to throw. I know whatever hand you throw, that's the side that's open. And that's what I go to. It's like a trigger. It's like a hairpin trigger. It's like a mouse trap. Though it's not really a trap because you know what's happening. But it's an aspect of his game. It is. But as a counterer as a whole, oh no, Crawford's a better counterpuncher. He absolutely is a better counterpuncher. Also, Al Booger, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad that you're with us on today. Let me see. Canelo does do a lot of single shots instead of combos like he used to early on. Exactly. Again, his power is his biggest weapon. I'm not saying that as to be dismissive of him, but I'm saying that's the reality. His power has been the biggest thing that has caused him to be so dominant. He doesn't need to throw flurries anymore because he's a full-blown 168 pounder, and he's dumb strong. Genuinely, he's dumb strong. And so because of that, guess what that means? Now when you throw, brother, I don't need to throw do-do-do. I just need one to put you back or to make you not want to throw. That's what, again, it's more simplistic than it used to be in the past with his offensive array. He can still go to those combination states, but it ain't as often as it used to. And like I keep saying, it can gas him out. Just because he's back at 168 don't mean that his gas tank is still as spry as it used to be. Part of the reason why he doesn't like movers and only throws one punch against them is because, hey, I don't like trying to chase you down, not just because it's annoying, but because I can get tired. The wear and tear, like I said, it has taken a toll. And so when we're looking at this fight, yeah, he doesn't throw, the 1-2. You saw flurries against Munguia, but when did he do that? When does Canelo normally throw flurries? When he's got full control of the fight, not as part of the game plan as a whole. When he's got you, that's when, okay, yeah, now boom, boom. Now, now, okay, I'm working on the inside, and now we up in the pace. We uppercut, hook to the body, uppercut. Now I'm starting to go through because I'm comfortable now. Now I'm going through, and boom, he didn't even do that against Bebo. Mind you, he didn't even throw flurries like that against Bebo. You know why? Because he was never comfortable. and he was winded. So if one of those two things happen with Canelo, he's not going to be the combinations, the fast hand speed that he uses, again, he's still got it. The fast hand speed that he's got, the quick combinations that he can throw, all of those, the three or more punches that he can throw when he really gets going, he ain't going to do it if he's too tired or if he is not comfortable. He ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it. But he used to still earlier on in his career. It's a shift and change. And because of that, the ability to be a great counter puncher it's still there, but it's to some degree diminished. Not because he still can't do it, but because only throwing that one shot, okay, yeah, you got the window, but you're loading up on it so much. If you do miss, hey, brother, you're getting with it. Haven't we not always said that you don't need to load up on every shot, yet he loads up on every shot? And yet we're trying to figure out why doesn't he like movers? Well, no kidding, because he's whiffing. I dare somebody for one round to throw 10 of their biggest shots possible and whiff them all. And then you got a minute left to try to go track him. Yeah, he hates that. Like I said, it's all building on. He's not the same brother as he used to be. So he just wants to land the thing and just stay put so I can land my big shot on you. And then boom, be done with it. That's what he wants. Let me see. But I believe makes better adjustments in the ring. And we're going to touch on that. Let me see. Welch, I wish we could have seen that Boots Canelo spar. Boy, if you were, if you were here, you might not have been here, but if you were here, when we were talking about it on in fact, go watch a couple episodes ago. This week, we were talking about that sparring match with Boots and Canelo. But we were saying that Canelo had a swollen eye. And now, again, granted, also, we got to be fair. We got to be fair also in the world of Terence Crawford when he was sparring against, what's his name? Where is he? Right here. When he was sparring against, I don't even know who this cat is. Shoot. Or is this an old picture? I'll show it for the sake of transparency, but I can't remember if this is an old picture or not. But when we were talking about sparring, I can't remember if this is old or this is recent. But as you can see, this is Terence Crawford, one of his sparring partners. And if this is indeed for the likes of Canelo and Crawford, hey, you see, Crawford got touched up as well. If, again, big if, this is current. I don't know if it is. This might be the past sparring session. But either way, boxers getting touched up is not anything new. It's not. But for the specifics of this fight, Boots being able to make the eye of Canelo swell, with Crawford fighting again in southpaw, has us saying a lot of concerns about, wait a minute now, if Boots can copy but can never master what exactly Crawford is as a fighter, it's going to be tough for us to say that, wait a minute, maybe the offensive ability of a Terence Crawford might be something that can get to Canelo. And it wasn't just Canelo's face turning red. It wasn't just him he's naturally he's able to, if he gets hot, if this brother takes a deep breath, he'll start reddening up just because of his skin tone. It ain't bad, like Archie Beterbiev, he's the same way. So I'm not trying to read too much into it, but again, and I'll pull up the picture of the recent thing with Boots, and I'll zoom in. Mind you, we talked about how, yet again, Boots is bigger than Canelo Alvarez, which again puts into an insane perspective what exactly Canelo has been able to do. What exactly Canelo has been able to do for the course of his career, which is insane, which is indeed phenomenal. But if I can zoom in on the thing, but if he can make him swell over here, you can see the welt, you can see the eye more so closed, and this brother looking clean as a daisy. And Boots fights in southpaw. It does give us some concern that hey, maybe the defense of Canelo is not as impenetrable as we may have thought. It's not as impossible to break through as we may have suspected. It's not nearly, and mind you, this is another brother who is coming up from 147, now at 154, who's sparring Canelo, who currently is 168, maybe 170. Now, Boots, again, looks insanely huge. I mean, he looks filled out to Kingdom Come. But still, from the standpoint of can somebody from a smaller weight class do damage to Canelo in some regard, this gives us at least of some level of proof that, yeah, it ain't impossible. It ain't impossible. It is not impossible for that to be the case. And the difference in power may not be as exacerbated as we may have thought it was going to be when Crawford does fight Canelo. Genuine, which is all well and good, which I love. It makes for a better fight. It makes for a more entertaining fight. It makes for a fight that gets everybody amped up and excited. And speaking of which, another reason why this gets us excited, as I want to make sure I bring up this clip, is in reference to, somebody said it earlier. Where was it? It was where was it? Here we go. I believe Bud makes better adjustments in the ring. Let me give you the perspective of somebody else who also sparred with Terence Crawford, who's also a Hall of Famer, who has also been able to be in the ring with some of the greats like Manny Pacquiao. And this is what, now mind you, I may not like everything that Timothy Bradley says, but this right here has some validity to it. Genuine. And I'll let you take a look for yourself right here in the old picture-in-picture.
I mean, so then we would converse after the sparring session. I was like, man, I was sending everybody home, bro. I was literally stopping guys and sparring, bro. I mean, I remember having a training camp.
Hold on, wait. Let me make sure that y'all can see. Okay, y'all can see. Okay, yeah. So here's a clip of Timothy Bradley talking about his experience sparring with Terence Crawford.
I took about 2 weeks off, and then I had another training camp. So I was in tip-top shape. A lot of guys would come in and be in half-ass shape, and I would send them home. I was like, I'm not gonna pay you if you're not gonna give me good work. Yeah, I'm gonna send you behind home. So at the time it was Cameron Duncan. I called him. I said, man, I need like a real spar partner, somebody that's gonna give me some good work. So Terence was sitting by the wayside because you got to understand, Terence had just recently, not too long ago, had got shot in the back of the head. Yeah. So he was benched basically by Top Rank because they just thought that he was just a thug. They thought like, this is a troublemaker. We don't want to really have, this negative energy.
Nothing good's going to come of him.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing's going to come of him because he's a thug. So he sent them out, bro. First day we sparred, bro, dude beat the dog piss out of me, bro. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. And like the more aggressive I got, the more he just started picking me to pieces. So it was like, I was like, damn, who the hell is this kid? I get done. We do 4 rounds. I was supposed to do, I think, 6 that day. We do 4 rounds. My trainer said, damn, I didn't see enough. Tim, he didn't beat the brakes off your behind. So I sat at the end of I sat at the edge of the ring, and I look at this dude, and he's in the mirror looking at himself. And I go, bro, who are you? And he goes, he's like, I'm Terence Crawford. And I was like, but wait. Like, bro, you ain't no sparring partner, bro. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody's never done this to me, bro. Like, you a world champion. And he looked at me kind of sideways like, really? And I'm like, bro, you're a world champion, bro. I was like, you got the skills, you got that temperament, you got that hunger, that nastiness inside of you. Because the harder I went, the harder he went. I would rise a level, he would rise a level. And every time I would rise, he would meet me. He would like, no, you ain't getting the best of me. You ain't getting the best of me. So I was like, this dude is different. Like, most guys would just crumble.
So that right there is what I wanted to touch on when it came to his biggest strength. Is that very notion that when you turn up, he doesn't let you outwork what he does. And every level you elevate, he keeps on going a step above. Up to the point where, again, like you said with this corner, again, it's sparring, I understand. But even though, like you said with this corner, I was like, no, I've seen enough. We can't do that. And mind you, this is Timothy Bradley. This brother, again, you love him or hate him, but the platform is all get out. He don't say nothing unless it's like, yeah, you one of them once. And this ain't even a prime Crawford. This is a brother who, again, like you said, just shot in the back of the head, still coming up in his career, and was able to do that to a prime Timothy Bradley, who again has unless you are a great, he wasn't losing in his career unless you were like of that ilk. We know what he is. We know what he was as a fighter. And so like that is what spectacular. And there was another one. I couldn't find the clip on the show, but Porterway Podcast, Sean Porter talked about what it was like when he fought Terence Crawford. When he had him beat in what round 7 or round 9, and it was like, oh, he might actually get this win over Crawford, and then Crawford knocked him out in less than a round that quick. He said in that fight, and I've never had this happen to me, I never was able to get comfortable because every time I went and did something, he either already knew it was going to happen or he would switch so fast that all of a sudden I feel like, I'm never in control. Even when I was winning the fight, I never felt like I was in control of the fight. I never felt like I had this. Okay, I got him. I know what's going on. I can get the feel of, okay, yeah, this can work. I got the game plan. I don't. I'm walking on a tightrope right now. And this is what this was with Sean Porter winning on my scorecard, winning the fight up until he got knocked down and knocked out. He said, again, I'm paraphrasing, but he was walking on a tightrope and he couldn't get comfortable. And the second that Crawford turned it up, it was like, yeah, I lost. There was nothing I could do. And that's why his dad threw in the towel. Because, oh yeah, no, so no, you lost. You cracked. You were walking that tightrope and you cracked. And now you can never, there's no way you can beat him. There's no way. There's no way. There's no point in continuing this fight because I know how it was going to end. That was what was going through his dad's mind. Because when you folded after you couldn't stay on that tightrope, Crawford never wavered every time. And you were already, even when you were winning, you were feeling as if I am one step from everything falling apart. That's what Terence Crawford and his biggest weapon is. It's not just adaptability, which again is insane, but it's his ability to make it so that you can never do what you want to do. You can't. And you don't, and we've talked about the aura or the conqueror's hockey of sorts with boxers, like in a way, like with the Canelo Alvarez, like with the, now up with David Benavidez getting his own type of demonstrative type of nature and others. When we're looking at this fight and looking at Crawford, it's the same thing. But how it's applied is Crawford is just saying, I'm going to get him. 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 It's going to happen. I'm going to get him. But you as the opponent, you're forced to say, can I get him? Am I doing enough? Am I truly in control? Is the switch going to flip now? Can I get the momentum fully on my side? He is able to fight in absolutes in terms of Terence Crawford. While his opponents are always fighting in the framework of a question. Even if they're doing good, they're always questioning where they are in this fight. Where's the momentum in this fight? Well, Crawford's always fighting in the framework of, I got it. I'm going to get you. It's only a matter of time. You don't got what you think. Definitive absolute. versus constant questioning, because he never lets you get to the point where you can say, yes, I'm exactly where I want to be. He takes away your ability to gain control. And every time you fight him, you always feel like you are a step away from death. Not from the standpoint of like, oh, he's going to kill you. No, it's not like George Foreman, where like, yeah, one punch and brother, you feel, George Foreman and people saying, yeah, I felt like I faced death in the ring. I had to get out of it. That's why they quit. Genuine, that's a quote. But for Crawford, it's different. That death is the death of the fight. Because now you don't get any ability to say, yeah, I'm in control. I'm fighting on the front foot, or well, not front foot. I'm fighting with a head of steam because I got my momentum rolling. You're never doing it. And most of these fighters they've been accustomed to, yeah, I know when the swing of the fight is changing, and I got it. I'm good. I'm great. I'm there. I know when I'm in control. I know when I've got you figured out. I know when I can lull you into a trap and when I got you. And I know you're going to do it every single time. Crawford is not that way. He's such a, and I think Timothy Bradley said this in the second half of the clip that I played. Crawford is such a chameleon. Just like I've said with Inoue. When you get caught with something or if you do something, and again, I'm paraphrasing Timothy Bradley, but if you get caught with something or you do something to the likes of Crawford, he will never get caught with the same thing twice. And he'll shut it down. Sean Porter, I think, echoed the same sentiment. If something worked in the round before, the next round, it didn't work directly after. Boom, he shut that down. That was Timothy Bradley said in that same interview. But we came and sparred the next day. And we were doing it, and we sparred again after he shut me down. And Crawford, whatever I was catching him with the first day, he never got caught with it again the second day. I couldn't do it. You weren't doing this when we fought last time. You weren't doing this from round to round. All of a sudden, whatever weakness you thought I was seeing, it's done. It's over. And you fighting completely different because you adapted to what I'm doing now. And in that adaptation, fighting completely different, you covered up whatever was working against you. He's a chameleon. He is able to not just blend into anything from the standpoint of fighting in whatever style, but he can also turn into, I'm also stopping you from ever finding whatever opening you had again. And now you're back to square one. Crawford always makes you reset. Not just in the ring with footwork, but your entire game plan process. He always makes you reset. You're back to square one. You're fighting in round one, all 12 rounds, because you're never able to build off of the momentum of the last round. You got to work from the bottom up every single time. Nearly. Because with Terence Crawford, the stuff that don't work or the stuff that works won't work again. At some point in time, it's going to stop. And once it stops, you're back to zero. And now you got to go back up. Okay, I got to start from scratch. While Crawford, with you doing all of this, he's already got, okay, boom, I can do this to you. Okay, now it's time to open up. Boom, left hook. Lull you with the left hook. Lull, again, boom, uppercut. And now straight to the body. Straight to the body. That's your main weakness. And you ain't been guarding it all night. Straight to the body. Keep on going there. He's lulling you into stuff because he's already able to adapt to what you've done. That's what makes him so special. That's what can make Canelo so frustrated. Because Canelo doesn't like it, not just with runners, but he don't like it when somebody's able to shut down what he wants to do. He don't like that. He don't like when stalk and walk. He doesn't feel like he's stalking. He's fighting. And he's coming to get you. But he don't feel like he's able to truly get his prey within his sights because his prey is shutting down every angle that he wants to fight it. Not just, in this case, not just with movement, but with actual understanding Yo, I know what you're going to do. And I got you. And by the time you adapt to me, I've already changed my colors. And now you, with your style, I know what to do with you. And that's what Crawford does with every single one of his opponents. And that's what makes him so spectacular. That's his biggest weapon. Being a chameleon. And not just taking momentum from you, but making sure that you always have to reset as a fighter to never be able to build off of what worked. And you're never comfortable, even when you're in control. Not just because of the one punch, oh, he can catch you and hurt you, but because at any point in time, he can have you figured out fully and can force you to all of a sudden scramble to figure out, oh my gosh, why is nothing working? And at that point, no matter how far up you may be, you're done. It's over. It's over. Because you don't got no more moves to make. And I got everything I need if I'm Crawford to make whatever moves I want. And if you try to get more aggressive with me, then you start, again, poking that sixth gear. And like Timothy Bradley said, elevate every single time you elevate. What's your limit? Because I can find mine. Because I've yet to find it. What's your limit to how far you can go to push yourself when it comes to this boxing game? Because you're dealing with a potential, a person that has no limits versus a person who's limitless versus a person who's limitless versus a person who has no limits. That's almost what it's like in some regards. But in this situation, the limitless person in almost every fight with Crawford has been indeed had a limit. But against all the other opposition, it just seemed like, he's unstoppable. Then when he faces off against him, oh, this is what it means to truly be able to break a ceiling. Break 2 ceilings, break 3, whatever the case may be. What the world can I do? Because I can only go up so far. That's a thing that we can see with this fight with Crawford and Canelo. But let me keep on reading what you all have to say. This switch hitting, hold on, let me see. Nerd, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Let me see what you got to say. With this switch hitting thing is overstated. Let's be real. Crawford will be in the southpaw stance to try to take away Canelo's left hook. Crawford's a better southpaw than orthodox. And I'm not denying it. I'm not denying that. Because that would make the biggest sense. And Canelo has struggled with southpaws before. So yes, I would assume he's going to come out fighting southpaw to take him out. But it's the fact of when, as the fight goes on, the seamless switching can give Canelo some trouble. So it is still a factor. Like I said, Marvin Hagler fighting against Sugar Ray Leonard, that switch style was still something that gave Leonard, it was an aspect that made that fight so great. It was. And so it's still going to be a factor. Will he switch all the time? Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. But I will say with that walk and stalk ability, it will help to mitigate how effective Canelo can be when he's trying to not just rip downstairs, but continue to track where Crawford's going to go. Without getting tagged. In terms of with Crawford not getting tagged, but also being able to always throw something balanced out at Canelo when he gets Canelo off balance, because it's going to happen at some point in time. Ain't going to happen often. But when you can switch stances like that, and we know Canelo hates not just runners, but also does not like fighting southpaws, that can be an effective strategy. Have some people overblown it? There's an argument, but I don't think it's something that needs to be overblown, but it's something that in nearly every fight, it's been one of the biggest aspects of why he's been so successful. Because whatever game plan needs to happen in whichever way it can happen. Like I said, he's got 6 different strategies in 2 different stances, which individually. That's the thing. Theoretically, he can fight 12 ways. If he's got 6 different types of strategies in both southpaw and orthodox, all of whom are drastically different. Don't let him start mixing and matching, based on what the situation derives. That's a whole nother litany of combinations and maths involving what he can do. So no, them switching stances is a valid concern. It's a valid concern that Canelo has to deal with. And let me see, if you were the boxer Welch going into the biggest fight of your life, what would you want your corner, Eddie Reynoso or Bomac? I'd probably want Bomac. Yeah, I probably want Bomac. I would, if I was a boxer, I would want Bomac. And it's not because Eddie Reynoso is a bad guy. No, he's a phenomenal trainer. He's a phenomenal trainer. But from the standpoint of how do I say this? If I had the talent of a Terence Crawford, I don't think Eddie Reynoso could bring out the same level of talent in me as somebody like a Bomac. Because Eddie Reynoso's style, it's a phenomenal style. He's made boxers better, no question about it. But it's not, if I had his ability, in terms of Crawford's ability, Bomac, from what I've seen, has been able to take that ability and really maximize it to the lengths that I didn't even think was possible. From the standpoint of where Crawford is as a fighter. And he also sees some insane stuff. Like I said, how many times have we seen Bomac make a game plan of like, hey, but I'm telling y'all what we got in store. Not just as what Crawford can do, but what I got planned for this brother is going to make him look like he's nothing. And it actually happens in some of the biggest fights of his life. Not saying Eddie Reynoso can't do that either. But I would prefer Bomac because I think as a trainer that sees what the opponent is, I think he's a little bit better at maximizing their weaknesses for my good, as well as fully exploding what I am as a fighter. Or rather, not rejuvenating. He's better at molding what I am as a fighter. Again, both of them are incredibly good. I just think Bomac is a little bit better. And his eye is a little bit sharper. A lot sharper. He's sharper than most people in the world of boxing. From the standpoint of being able to read and dissect what an opponent is and is not. And what his fighter is and is not. I think he's better. And if I had him, it would be. I would love to have Bomac in my corner. Eddie Reynoso too, no question about it. No, both of them are great. Be clear, both of them are great. But I would rather have Bomac in my corner because what he would be able to see from what his opponents can't do. On top of him being able to train me and maximizing what I can do. While Eddie can do the same thing, I don't think it's as conducive. Because Eddie is great at making the fighter. But with the game plan, sometimes we're saying, hey, brother, what's going on a little bit? Not because it ain't working, but it's like, hey, take a little bit more punishment there. Where's the shift and change and all that? Bomac, it's like, hey, brother, when he says adapt, all of a sudden it's immediate. Hey, brother, you coming out clean and you hurting the brother. So I would rather take Bomac for my training. I would still love Eddie. Don't get me wrong. But I'd rather take Bomac because it would be insane. It would be insane. Everybody say, you have the talent of Bud, just in different areas. Hey, hold on, wait a minute now. Hold on, wait a minute now. Don't say that, because you're going to have some people trying to fight me off the street. I don't need that. Hold on now. Wait a minute. No.
We got some problems here.
I know fighting. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to get fit and all that stuff. I ain't a trained fighter. I think I could hold my own, though, again, I would be in the smaller weight classes. Mind you, I'd have to fight the likes of Baron Rodriguez, Junto, and Inoue. Because I'm between the weights of 115 to 126. So I'm like, hey, brother, hold on there. Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know if I want to be with those monsters fighting in the ring. I don't know if I want that yet. But at least, hopefully, I at least got the eye for it. Hopefully. Prayerfully. Who knows what may happen. And again, I got these gloves behind me. And I used to be going to, when I was in college, training in the gym all the time with boxing. And I bought these things. Cause see, we'll have a quick story time. Used to be when I was in college, I would wake up at like 1. No, I would go to class and I would come out, hang out and all that stuff. And then I'd go to bed. No, I wouldn't go to bed. I would be up at like 11. And I'd go to the gym at like a separate facility in the campus and work out. And it would be because nobody else was around. All the things theoretically would have been wiped clean. And I go live from like 11 to 12:30, 11 to 1. And I'd end it with like 30 minutes like doing drills and working heavy bag. And so I used to do it where I would be punching without wraps because I didn't have no gloves. So I had no gloves or wraps. So I was just going through 30 minutes, boom, boom, on a 200-pound heavy bag, however big the Everlast bags are. And just by myself, 30 minutes at the end of the workout, just jabbing and throwing. And now I quickly learned that it's better to use protection, but it used to be for about like a solid 3 months. It was just nothing. It was just nothing but fist on leather. Going and just boom, pop, packing. 3 minutes, 1 minute break. 3 minutes, 1 minute break. And brother, like I go to class the next day, man. My wrist to be hurting, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I put in some good work. Lo and behold, I learned, oh no, your wrist hurting because you ain't got the right protection on it. And I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I'm thinking about my technique. There's a big old mirror there. I'm going through, and I'm making sure my wrist ain't flexing. It's straight. I'm stepping in, and I'm doing, and they would have a on YouTube. There's a custom auto, audio of like it was an actual recording custom audio going through and calling out the number system on the heavy bag or like where the one what was it 1 2 no like jab to the head. I think it was like a 7. Hook to the head was 1. Right hook to the head was 2. Hook to the body was 3. Something like that. So whatever number system was, he had that, and it's on YouTube. And I would put that on. And I will be punching with the system, trying to make sure I got it right. So I was making sure I was doing everything right. And I'd be like going through, like pushing the heavy bag like that, like I was an actual infighter, like uppercut, change, angle, hook to the body, hook to the head, go through, slip, jab, slip, going through. Like I was doing it all. And then I learned I need some reps because I was like, there's no way this pain can be, I can't be doing something wrong. And next thing I learned, you need them gloves ain't just for pads. It helps you out. I mean, I was breaking skin. I was going through thankfully I ain't break no knuckle, but I was like my knuckles were swollen, like the middle ones, and I'd be like, golly, what the world? I know I'm not. I can't be doing. I can't. So I'm doing something wrong. And that's when I learned, that's what, I knew what gloves were for, but that's why they are very important. And that's why you shouldn't just go through and always punch without gloves. So, bought myself some gloves, however long I was there, 4 years, I think it was like what? Started doing that like sophomore year, got them, hang them up. I need some new ones so I can actually, get back in the saddle. Because I ain't taking them things off. Hey, look, those things, I'm going to sell, when I get famous, I'm selling those gloves. So they either going to charity or I'm making mad bank for an autograph. I'm gonna get big enough that those gloves can be sold for an insane type of price. And I ain't gonna be no boxer. It's gonna be, hey, you where you get these gloves from? Oh, Jean-Luc, who the one is that? Did he fight? Nah, he talked about fighting. But he's one of the greatest we've seen and was loved and entertained. Who wouldn't want these gloves? And so hopefully I can get there. Hopefully, Lord willing. People gonna try to, probably got to pay somebody to actually take them off of me. Oh boy. But hopefully we get down that road one day. But yeah, that's a quick story time. Story of small tidbits of my life. I ain't giving y'all everything. But those types of things, they fun. They really fun. And it was, I tell you, and I kept on trying to get other people to do it. They didn't want to come with me, so I just be there by myself with my headphones, just like punching. And I got late in the trend, and then I tried the George Foreman technique, where he would go through. You know how George Foreman would go, and in the training, like he would, use the heavy bag, but then he would go and like just, I think it was like for like 3 rounds, nothing but power shots from the shoulder, just like just like that. I tried that, brother. My shoulders, brother. When I tell you,
We got some problems here.
when I tell you, I felt so good doing it, cause I was like, man, I'm Big George. I'm just throwing heavy leather. I'm ripping asunder whatever I hit, brother. I walked out that gym. Before I went to sleep, all of a sudden I heard and I was like, where'd that come from? I found that was me. Cause I tried to pull the sheet over my body. I tried to pull the covers over, and brother, my shoulder was so hurt. My shoulders were so sore trying to fight, trying to punch like George Foreman. And I was like, how in the world did this brother do? How in the world did this cat do this? Just swinging. Cause like you don't notice it when you're punching, cause it's yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm like, brother, wait a minute. I wasn't even trying to swing wide. I was thinking I was doing everything right, technique wise. Lo and behold, brother, I'm feeling like my rotator is about to fall off my shoulder, and I was like, what the world? Oh my gosh. This brother did this every day. This brother trained like this every single week. This brother was punching. He was punching with this much force, way well above mine. Was lifting the person with the bag that was holding the bag off their feet. But he punching like this, and he was having this much pain. It took this much of a toll to train like that. I was like, let me stick to my Mike Tyson workout. I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to stick with my, slips. I'm going to stick with my slips, peekaboo head movement, jab, custom auto number work. Combinations to work on my short shots to the head and body. That's what I'm going to do. I ain't dealing with that. I'm not George Foreman. You know what? I'm not. I can't. As much as I would love to be, I can't do that. I can't. That's a step too far for me. Oh, Lord. Oh, man, but let me see. Hey, Sack, what's good with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. Like I said, it's the championship rounds. Whatever you want to talk about and discuss, we are here for it on today. We still got a litany of things that we can talk about. We just got finished with talking about Crawford's biggest weapon against Canelo Alvarez, which was indeed his ability to be a chameleon and also make it so that you can never get comfortable. And you can never get momentum from him, even if you're winning the fight. And so you can backtrack for that a little more earlier in the show. We talked about that. We still got some news with Keyshawn Davis we can talk about, and a bunch of other things with like T.O. versus Shakur that potentially going through, calling out and saying, hey, T.O., where's the contract and all that stuff. Keyshawn Davis now ranked as number 2 and number 1 at 140 pounds with Teofimo Lopez. So could it be that T.O. comes back down from 147 to 140 to fight Keyshawn Davis? All of this and more. We can talk about whatever you want to discuss. We can discuss it right here on this show. But let me see. Foreman was still hitting pretty hard early 70s, but they had a video of him hitting the bag. Whenever you go, let me see. Hold on. Foreman was still hitting pretty hard early 70s, but hey, they had a video of him hitting the bag. If you're talking about the recent one, I think if you're talking about the recent, before sadly he passed away, he had I think he had a training video. I couldn't tell if it was real or fake. But like the early 70s ones of like him with the fro going through and just like, well, the guy was saying, oh yeah, like going through and training like that. It was like, oh man, I was like, man, That's him. He got it. I was like, man, he got it. He got it. I don't need that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good off of that. I don't need that at all. But let me keep on reading. What y'all got? Let me see. Whenever you go to a different topic, Stephen Fulton versus O'Shaquie Foster. We can actually talk about that. Right now, as we're changing topics, and let me see. The Foreman movie was pretty good. No, it was really good. It really was. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a bad film. I'm surprised it got a little bit of a lower rating than I expected, but it did a pretty good job of going through the life and times of George Foreman. Hey, if you can check it out, I forget what platform it's on right now, but I think you can still go out and find it and watch it. So it's pretty good. No problem with that. But let me keep on reading. Yo, Teddy Berkshot, hey brother, what's going on with that? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning into the show. We're so glad that you're with us on today. Real quick, because we had somebody coming through and saying they want to talk about Stephen Fulton versus O'Shaquie Foster. Yes, indeed, as a topic of discussion on this show. And this fight has gotten a lot of interest very quickly because of the matchups that I didn't see this get made. In terms of, I didn't expect it to get made, but boy, I'm telling you, this fight, a lot of people, more people than I expected are picking O'Shaquie Foster to win. And I still don't think it's going to be a situation where we're going to see Stephen Fulton lose. I really do think we're going to see the likes of Fulton win that fight. I'm telling you, because I just think that Foster is just not a better fighter than Fulton. I don't see Foster being able to deal with the angles and the legit defense and countering ability that I've now seen from Fulton off of that Figueroa win. I just don't see it. But let me see. But still, I want to hear your takes and all. Let me see. The Foreman movie wasn't trash. I'm not co-signing that. But the Foreman movie trash. I'm not co-signing that. But y'all have. Look, like I said, I didn't say it was the best. Be clear, I didn't say it was the best. I said it was decent. I said it was pretty decent to potentially good. I'm not calling it the best thing in the world. Okay, I'm not calling it Ali with Will Smith, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I had some fun. It made me want to go back and watch some of the fights that he went through in his career. Just appreciate the stuff. So I was like, again, it ain't the best, but wasn't so terrible. Though it could be a little bit biased because I like George Foreman. I like him a lot. I really do. But regardless of which, let me keep on reading. I got Foster, because Fulton hands pillows. Even with Fulton not being able to punch great, which again is valid, I don't think it's going to hold him back. I don't think it's going to hold him back because well, actually, hold on. Before I continue, let me ask you this: outside of the power advantage that we see with O'Shaquie Foster, which is valid, never going to dispute that, and the height advantage, again, Fulton's 5'7". Foster's 5'9". Okay, again, we've seen it's not too disparaging of a difference. From the standpoint of how they fight, what makes Foster such a brazen favorite in this fight with Fulton? Because it's a lot of people picking Foster, and I feel like I'm missing something in this equation of what Foster can truly do versus what Fulton can be able to do to him. Because I'm thinking that, hey, brother, them angles and that speed is going to be something that gets Foster a good amount of trouble. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get around it. But y'all see something I don't, and I want to know what that is. Because I'm genuinely interested. I actually want to know. So if you can, and if you want to, put it down in the chat, and I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of this. Because it's like, shoot. Some would say it's almost, it's shocking. I don't want to even say laughable because I feel like, but it's not laughable. But are we kind of devaluing what Fulton is as a fighter? Are we kind of devaluing what Fulton is as a fighter? With him again, at one point in time, he was close to being pound for pound on the rankings list in boxing. If he had beaten Inoue, even before Inoue, he was getting some calls that he should be pound for pound. So I'm like, hey, I don't. This is if Foster does beat Fulton, that'll be huge. That will be huge for me. That'll be huge for me if it happens. Insane for me if that happens. Not because I'm not saying it's not possible. That'll be a big step in pushing my stock up for Foster to be able to be like, okay, yeah, no, you really are about it. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say. Foster got more heart and more dog. Okay, so Foster in your eyes can dig deep and really be like, hey, buddy, you're not going to out macho me when it comes to really standing and banging. You ain't got it. So you're like, okay, let me see. I'm rooting for Fulton. I think it's pretty 50. But see, that's what I'm feeling. That's kind of where I'm feeling. Because I'm like, hey, brother, I'm thinking it's not nearly as a far off conclusion of like, yeah, no, Foster's going to be able to beat him. But again, I'm reading through. I just think Cool Boy Steph is overrated. Shaq coming up and needs it. I'm seeing a Shakur situation with, okay. A Shakur situation with Jamal Herring. Okay. So you think this is going to be the fight that really not just is the first championship for O'Shaquie, but will also be the fight that then pushes him into the real big stardom. Then you can get the likes of Bruce Carrington versus Foster, Espinoza versus Foster. Shoot, Nick Ball versus Foster. Now, do I think he's ready for Espinoza? Lord knows, no. Absolutely. That's with all. That's with all due respect to Foster, but he ain't ready for Espinoza. Not right now. I promise you that. But from the standpoint of being able to be a name and getting that push to start, yeah, this could be it. It could be, but it's something. Just something about this fight has me leaning towards Fulton. I think it's not just because of the experience. It's not just because of the speed advantage, but dealing with Inoue. He's dealt with power before, and he's had to handle it. Now coming with that, and based on the adjustments that we saw Fulton make against Figueroa, who again was it again for 5'9", 5'10", just like with O'Shaquie Foster, and volume punching more than just a straight out power puncher, but still, with that fight, we saw him evolve into, okay, like this Fulton is a Fulton that we remember. This is Fulton that might even be a better Fulton than we remember from the past, because now he's not just going through and being the slick, fleet-footed boxer that can jab with you, make you miss, boom, boom, come out and exit, and all that stuff. Now this brother is able to operate inside the pocket. Now he's able to go through and, okay, he can throw some combinations without needing to be out of range or where he's safe and you're not. Now, if both of y'all are in danger, he can handle himself. Mind you, that first fight with Figueroa, one of the biggest gripes was when he went into the fight with Inoue, was in that fight with Figueroa, he was going through and getting touched up on the inside and couldn't handle that pressure nearly the same. The volume punching of Figueroa, being able to get to a point of leverage and control of the situation, he never was able to get there when he fought against Figueroa. And we were saying a part of the reason why I picked Inoue to beat Fulton was because, hey, if Figueroa was able to do that on the inside of Fulton, there's no way that he can beat Inoue. Lo and behold, look what happened. Now, off the backs of that loss, he's turned and regrouped. Now he's able to, with that rematch with Figueroa, boom, uppercut hook, check hook consistently on the inside, exiting out, and turning Figueroa around and putting the pressure on him. And now he's block, slip, uppercut, block, boom, going through and he's landing while being in the midst of danger. He can do that against O'Shaquie Foster as well. Though, again, the damage could be potentially worse because he's got more power in terms of O'Shaquie Foster. But still, handling the situation now, he knows what to do. It was tough for me to say that, yeah, just power alone is going to be able to get Foster this victory. It's still a great fight, but I'm still rocking with Fulton for the time being. Let me see. Foster has more dog, man. I'm not sure about that unless you're just tearing him down. But anyway, let me see. I say that because I thought Herring was going to school Shakur. That one made me believe. Okay. That one made you believe in Stephen. Okay, yeah. Or that one made you believe in Shakur. I agree with it. Now, this could be that fight. It could. I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, even if it doesn't, what I'm looking for from this fight with Foster, even if it's in a loss, it's how you handle those angles. That's my biggest eye test. If I'm just as a thing I'm looking for Foster, because I don't got to worry about the power. I don't got to worry about if you can punch. I got to worry about how you can track against a person who is elite at being able to be defensive. Because if you can track that, okay, boom, we got some stuff going there. Any matchup now at 126 can be incredibly interesting, incredibly fun, incredibly exciting, and might help you get some favorites over some of the top dogs at 126 right now. But that movement, I think, is going to give him the biggest trouble. But if he doesn't struggle, we're going to say, hey, the buddy did what he needed to do. Let me see Ninja. Hey, brother, what's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. So glad you're here with us on today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it's still the championship rounds for you all to come and say and talk about whatever you want to discuss in the world of boxing and beyond. We got plot points. We got agendas. We still got things that we can cover. But if whatever you all decide to discuss, we going to go through y'all's path. Absolutely. Let me see. But let me keep on reading. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I think his grit and power takes over the experience and the slickness. That could be real. We have seen that happen before. Somebody just constantly goes and gets walked down. They can't get away. They're winning, but they don't feel like they're able to actually gain any separation. Next thing you know, boom, one fell swoop. It happens. Emmanuel Navarrete, similar. Though they fight completely differently. Similarly, his just grit, being able to take a punch and relentless pressure, causes the world of boxing, at least with opponents that faces him, to kind of feel like, what can you do? Because the brother, no matter what I'm going, he just keeps on being it. And he keeps on throwing. And all of his shots are heavy. At some point in time now, if my technique starts to fold, if I get tired, and this brother just keeps on throwing like he's been throwing, and he was already landing with some with success when I was fully rejuvenated. Now, I'm in trouble. That could happen. That could genuinely happen in this fight. No question about that. Let me see. Sherrod we may see a Kid Austin situation in his poster got cross eyes. Oh Lord, I wouldn't be now. I will say what I will say. Well. No, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, could we see O'Shaquie Foster versus Schofield? But again, 126 versus 135. That's a 10 plus weight advantage or disadvantage. That's like, if that happens, okay, fine. Somehow, some way. Most likely it won't, but regardless of what, we're going to keep it kicking. I'll be back when he KOs him before the 10th. Hey, look, if he does, we're going to say, we ain't gonna have no qualms. We're gonna say what we need to say. I ain't got no issue with saying, hey, brother, he's the truth. I ain't got no issue at all with that. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. Let me keep reading. Dry Turkey, what's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. Appreciate you tuning into the live. So leave a like on the stream. Since you're here, go ahead and keep on getting the likes up on the stream. Go ahead. Come on. We need y'all support to get this show out to the ether. And let everybody know what we got going on this show today. And also, if you want to support the channel, shameless plug aside, or no, shameless plug being inserted, excuse me. Hey, Cash App and PayPal links down below. While we're getting the world of monetization still being put together, we can make it happen. We can still make this show bigger and better, all with you and your support. With viewers like you, if you do help out this show, it would mean the world to me. No question about it. But let me keep on reading. Keyshawn Davis has getting ready to cover this right now. Keyshawn Davis has petitioned the WBO to become the number one the number one contender at 140 pounds for champion Teofimo Lopez. Great fight if we don't get Shakur versus Teo. And that is a phenomenal, and I do mean phenomenal, fight that can take place. I do hope it happens, because if that does indeed go forth, hey, look, that would one, get momentum back on track for the likes of Keyshawn Davis, who had everything going for him, and then what did he do? He threw it away. The brother went and threw it away, all for a fight on his brother's behalf, when his brother just got beat by a better fighter in Albright a couple of months ago. But as we can see, yeah, it's just about being confirmed by a plethora of different sources. I'm just using this one because it's the most recent picture we can have. But yeah, it's true. It's legit. It's real. And so if now I will say, the question is, would Teofimo Lopez take that fight? Would he? Because we're also seeing the likes, if I can pull it up right here, with Shakur Stevenson. Hey, they were saying that they weren't there talks with Shakur and Teo, trying to get a fight happening, trying to get something going through, calling each other out. Shakur was like, hey, let's get the contract going. Teo was like, hey, we can make something happen. And then now, nothing. And it was just like, again, Teo isn't doing anything, isn't ignoring him. Mind you, Teo has had multiple opportunities for fights before and has turned them down for some odd reason. I believe. Yeah, he's turned them down. And so we're saying, even with this fight, would he do it? Would he even take it? Is it worth his time? What is, in fact, worth Teofimo Lopez's time at this point in his career? That's the question. What's worth his time? And is Teo worth his time? Would he, though that fight would be a great fight, would he even want to take that risk? Not even a risk. Would you just want to take the fight as a whole? Because, 11 million, 10 million, those types of amounts of money, they ain't even enough for other fights like he's had with Devin Haney and others that, again, he turned down. So I'm like, hey, brother, I don't know what Teo wants and who he wants to fight. Because there has been big names on the table that he ain't done yet. We expect to be after Barbosa. Okay, boom, we're going to get some stuff going through. But nothing right now. So I want to see this fight. I really do. I really do. If we don't see Shakur, that would be an insane fight. A phenomenal fight. But will it happen? I have my doubts. I really have my doubts right now. And it's a concerning thing. Let me see. Keyshawn Davis. Key is more dangerous. He's more. Yeah, no, Keyshawn Davis is definitely a more dangerous puncher. And he can, and if we're going to go, the last time we saw somebody that was on Teo's level from the sense of power, it was, who was it? I think his name started with an R. What was his name? What was his name? He knocked him clear across the ring. It was, Richard Comey. That's who it was. I believe it was Richard Comey. Was it Richard Comey? Yeah, it was Richard Comey. The last fight that we saw that was like, okay, this man is also a knockout savant at 135. Mind you, it's at 135, but he put him out in 2 rounds. So, hey, he's dealt with power puncher before. Now, I will say, from this, at 140, Teo ain't been having the same level of crack to some degree. He ain't. And again, I've been misspeaking about Teo and his weight class. Teo's at 147. Oh, I'm sorry. Teo's at 140, not 147. Multiple times I've said he's at 147. I've misspoke. My apologies on that front. Teo is at 140 right now. And he's been at 140 ever since he fought against, Sandor Martin. And yeah, after a fight after Kambosos, which was, again, before that, he fought at 138, which again, 140 against Pedro Trump. So he's been at 140, not at 147, which I've said multiple times. I apologize for that. But that was me misspeaking. But regardless of which, he hasn't had the same pop, has he? Now, as he used to at 135. So, even though, could he knock out Keyshawn Davis with how his power has been waning at this division? I don't know. I gotta think. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. And let me see. Yeah, Kiaz. Oh, also, Troll. What's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're here with us on today. Yeah, Kiaz more dangerous, but Shakur is harder to win. Is the harder fight to win, in my opinion. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yes. That's all of this was just trying to say that. And I couldn't get my words together like I wanted to. But yes, this is how I feel about this fight. This fight with Keyshawn Davis, if it did happen over Shakur, it's a more dangerous fight to take, but it's not the harder fight to win. Shakur would give T.O. all he could handle. He would give him all he could handle if that indeed did happen. Yes, he would. At the same time, Keyshawn Davis, while he would not nearly be the quality of boxer that Shakur is, as a puncher, he'll be one of the most dangerous people that we've seen the likes of Teofimo Lopez fight against. He would. Don't forget, this is the same brother who went through and fought at, where'd he fight? He fought Lemos, who came into the fight 160 and knocked him out in 2 rounds. Again, he knocked out a brother who was essentially Canelo Alvarez from the standpoint of weight and put him out in 2 rounds. So you want to talk about pop and power. T.O., we can dare say T.O., again, outside of maybe a Josh Taylor and definitely a Richard Comey, but he ain't faced somebody like that. He ain't faced somebody with that type of crack. He ain't. He has not. Not at all. That's where the danger comes into play. That's where the danger really comes into play. Ooh, wee. Shoot. Dang, I want to see that fight more than ever now. Golly, I want to see. Now I really want to see that fight. Shoot. Dang it. That fight can't come soon enough. Come on. You know what? Forget Shakur. Let's see that fight happen. T.O. and Keyshawn Davis. Winner of that then faces off against Shakur Stevens. But again, Shakur is a champion. Shakur is one of the people that is right now seen as one of the top dogs, not just in the division, but in all the boxing. Hey, he just had his biggest win against William Zepeda. Wouldn't be bad if we got that fight. T.O. versus Davis. Winner gets Shakur. Now again, would it be at 140? Would Shakur move up? Or would T.O. move down? Most likely Shakur would move up. Crazy enough, I still want him to try to fight against the likes of Abdullah Mason beforehand, but still whole nother conversation. But regardless of which, let me keep on reading what you all have to say so I can make sure that I am still up to stuff. Let me see. Jay Will, T.O. sharp countering, but yeah, power hasn't translated up to 140. No, it has not. He hit Claggett with everything, and that man kept coming. Yeah, man, now Claggett is tough, but brother, T.O. threw over 1,000 punches on his own. You understand that? T.O. threw nearly or over 1,000 punches, and Claggett still did not go down. This man just doesn't have the same pop. Barboza was able to go for 12 against Teofimo Lopez. This is after T.O. had started figuring out what exactly Barboza was doing movement-wise, and was able to, again, was clowning on his, touching his shoe, and then hitting him with the hook with the same hand, which, again, is ridiculous stuff to do. But it's insane. He's got that ability. But to do it and still not be able to put him out, especially when the later rounds you were trying to actually go for the knockout, now it's like, well, shoot. It's not us trying to hate. You just ain't the same brother at 140 from the standpoint of a power punching perspective and the damage that you incur. As a fighter, you're still great. You are. I'm not gonna disrespect that. Let me see OG Blaze. Hey, brother, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. So glad you're with us on today. Let me see what you got to say on the show. I'm only win I'm super impressed with for Tio was Lomachenko. I mean, that's the most impressive win of his career. Absolutely. I would have thought that the Josh Taylor win was an impressive win because he was pound for pound. He was pound for pound, I think 10th or 9th, one of those two, on a couple of rankings. But at that point in time in the fight, Tio essentially started the beginning of the end of his career, of his prime at the top, at the division. I mean, he came, and this was after a couple fights of mediocrity. When his brother had arguably lost to Sandor Martin, lost to Kambosos, actually lost to Kambosos, should have lost to Sandor Martin. Many people argue should have lost against the likes of Ortiz, excuse me. And then to come from that, to come back and then look like he looked against Josh Taylor, hey, that's, to me, that's impressive. But yeah, the most impressive win for me is Lomachenko more than anything. But it's like, there's been a couple that have really caught my eye as to, okay, yeah, no, this man is one of the more elite talents in the sport. And he deserves the level of acclaim, at least for me. Let me see, I'd rather see T.O. and Key because I want them to both keep staying active. Yeah, the winner can fight. She goes, okay, yeah, so you're kind of the same thing I am. I want to see him fight. I just don't know. And again, because Tio has turned down other big fights before, I don't know if this fight would even be big enough for him to fight, even with all the controversy surrounding the likes of Keyshawn Davis. Not because Tio would be scared to fight him, but because he may not be seen as he's not big enough, that he's on the level, lucrative enough of a cash cow. But again, the New York card that Tio was on, he was on it. He was against Barboza. Probably he wouldn't have wanted to fight Barboza if he could have found a better opponent. But because of the glitz and glamour of, oh, I'm fighting in my city, New York City. I've been to take over here, and like, it's a chance for notoriety. Okay, boom, you take it. But then afterwards, like I said, he had chances with Devin Haney and a couple other people, and he turned down the deal. So I'm like, hey, brother, I don't even know if he would take the fight with Keyshawn Davis just because he doesn't think Keyshawn is worth, from a financial perspective, even taking it on, though it should. Especially with Keyshawn Davis having to stop flop with all the stuff that happened with him fighting Albright, getting into that big old scuffle, doing all this belligerent stuff on a card that he wasn't even fighting on, that just really messed up his potential for an opportunity at a title. On top of people still holding it over him that he missed weight against De Los Santos. So it's like he's in a bad place right now. He is in a bad spot right now. Excuse me, just getting something to drink real quick. But yeah, so I just don't know. I don't know what he's thinking of what he actually wants to do, because he talks a lot. He's currently been talking against Shakur Stevenson, yet that fight ain't happening. We're waiting. We are waiting and anticipating for that fight to take place, and yet still it's nothing. Not a people or a soul coming out from anybody's camp right now from Teofimo Lopez. And Shakur's actively trying to make that fight happen. He just hit him up on Twitter. We showed y'all the tweet. August 26th? What was it, 3 days ago? Yeah, 3 days ago. Shakur was like, hey, buddy, why you ignore me? And we're waiting. We want to see what's going on. But let me see. I'd rather see, the same comment, excuse me, I accidentally clicked the same thing. The Comey stoppage was good. Yep, the Comey stoppage was that was a really good, that was a phenomenal. Oh my gosh. To put him out in 2 rounds that destructively, to have that brother on skates to that much of a demonstration, oh goodness. Brother, that was, I think, that one knockout of the year, if I remember correctly. I think that one knockout of the year, which deservedly so. So it's yeah. We just want to see those types of performances again, or at least go up against the big names. Now that, and again, we hold this same stuff for T.O. or for Tank, Canelo, and others. Dude, we still gotta hold people like T.O. in that same regard. Hey, brother, there's no reason why you shouldn't be taking some of these bigger fights against these bigger names also, because they are available. Currently, one of them's trying to get with you. One of them who's just had the biggest stock in their career shoot up off the Zepeda with Shakur Stevenson, and right now you're going dead silent with them. It's not a good look right now, brother. You get on the ball with this. We waiting. We want something to happen. We can't be letting you just sit back and just do whatever you want, because that's not how it works. That's not how this thing can work, brother. That's not how this thing can abide and be what it needs to be. It's got to be you get on the ball and you fight. Because if you don't, we gonna hate it. We gonna despise it, no question about it. But let me keep on going through. And again, this is still the championship rounds, and I still want to hear from you all on what you have to say on this show. We still got more news that we can cover as we're covering, as we are going through this show. Like with the likes of, we can go through with Daniel Dubois if we really want to. We can go through going back to the Charlo conversation with Charlo really teasing the comeback. Now, officially, the PBC on their social media put out or reposted those same Instagram posts that Charlo did. So if we were saying that, all this is just hype and speculation, we ain't gonna see nothing until there's not gonna be any real traction up until the PBC starts actually pushing stuff out there. They done started pushing stuff out there. They done started actively putting some marketing out for what's coming down the pipe for the likes of Charlo, as you can see right here on the screen. Like, this is the official PBC account. They be posting the same stuff that Charlo is. So this is, hey, we need to get ready. We need to get prepared. We need to be on our P's and Q's. Because, brother, it's coming down real quick. I'm telling you, just like I said yesterday, sooner rather than later, something's going to get done with Charlo. Something's going to get made with Charlo. One of these fights at 154 is going to get made. Something. It ain't going to be Fundora, because Fundora got Thurman at this point in time. But Boots after Lima is definitely on the table. And if there was any way, and in fact, I dare say, go on and put Boots against Charlo. Go on and put Boots against Charlo. Though, yeah, you're putting him against a live dog, in his first fight back, which would seem like a very, irresponsible thing to do. It would seem like a very irresponsible thing to do. But if Charlo thinks he can actually be about it, all right, go ahead. Let's see what you got. And we've been wanting to see the likes of, there we go. We've been wanting to see the likes of Crawford. Not Crawford. Not Terence Crawford. We have been wanting to see the likes of Boots get some traction and momentum. Really start putting pedal to the metal. We've been saying it. What better way to do that after Lima if you don't fight one of the champions at 154, like the Virgil Ortizes, like the Fundoras, if Fundora beats Keith Thurman, like even the Tim Sues, anybody within that top 10. If you don't fight them, wouldn't it make sense to help keep the train going by putting Boots against one of the most flamboyant, charismatic talking heads in sport in Charlo, where even, again, just this post got the world a buzzing, got the hardcore boxing face buzzing with, hey, brother, we've been waiting on you to come back. Now let's see what you got. All of a sudden, everybody's saying, who's he going to fight? Who's he going to beat? What's going to happen? Where is it going to take place? They're looking. They're ready. Wouldn't it be perfect to give Boots that extra push of momentum by fighting Charlo And if he beats Charlo, which he would beat him bad. I'm going to tell you this right now. If this brother goes through, if Charlo goes through and fights Boots, it's going to be a bad day. I'm telling you, it's going to be I am telling you right now. I am telling you right now. It's going to be a bad day. If we see that take place. If we see that, it's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a bad day. Y'all think I'm playing? It's going to be a bad time if Charlo does that, but for the sake of Boots' evolution. I'd make that fight. I'd make it happen. Quick as I could. Quick as I can. I'd make it happen. Because, brother, that would make everybody, oh boy. Imagine a dominant knockout by the likes of Boots Ennis on Jermell Charlo. That makes everybody come through and be like, oh my gosh. You just put out one of the biggest names in the sport. What the world? How? When? Where? Oh, he's the real deal. That would further delve into everybody saying, yeah, he would be the best at 140. That would turn Charlo fans into Boots fans. They'd be like, oh my gosh, brother, he destroyed my guy. And it would do wonders. It would do wonders. Absolute wonders. But let me keep reading. Let me see. Welch, I was reading, Bud has a Mexican trainer he brought along with Bowman. Well, didn't I tell you? Did I not tell you? Not even yesterday. That Boots and Crawford, or that Boots being with Canelo, is Canelo bringing out all the stats for this fight with Terence Crawford. Crawford brought in Floyd Mayweather. In fact, let me pull up the picture again. Not that picture. Oh Lord, not that one. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. We don't need Inception. We don't need Inception right now. But Crawford brought in what is that? Where's the pick? Crawford brought in Floyd for this training camp. Genuine. Crawford brought in Floyd. It would make all the sense in the world. Yeah, you're doggone right. I'm bringing in a Mexican fighter or a Mexican trainer. Somebody that can emulate what exactly goes through the mind of a Canelo Alvarez in the Mexican style of boxing, which Canelo does indeed fight like it's just a very polished version. But he does do it. Viva Mexico is not just a mantra for the people, though, again, it's a rallying cry, which is beautiful. It's phenomenal. But it's also an indictment on how exactly a fighter fights. It is a culture that is woven into a style. What exactly does it mean to be that? What exactly does it mean to fight like that? That's what Crawford's trying to understand and bring it in. That's why he got that trainer. So again, I guarantee you, I promise you that's why. And I promise you it's going to help. I promise it's going to help. And let me see. Floyd's not training Mayweather. I'm sorry. Floyd isn't training Crawford. But Floyd is being used, is giving him tips and tricks. He ain't bring him there for nothing. I guarantee you, Floyd did not come there just to visit. I promise you, Floyd did not come there just to say hi, here's my good graces and keep on trucking. But Crawford, I promise you, Crawford, with whatever time and how long Floyd has been there, Crawford's going to try to pick the brain of what exactly Floyd has done to Canelo to make it so that he can take some level of experience and apply that to this fight that he's got coming up. He's going to see, I guarantee you he's going to try to see something. He's going to want to see, I said this yesterday, I promise you, Floyd, even though this Canelo is nowhere close to the Canelo that fought Floyd, I guarantee you still see something about Canelo that is a problem. Even in this evolved version. That if he was fighting him again, this is what he would do to take advantage of. And you'd be a fool not to listen to him. You would be a fool not to listen to what Floyd has to say. You'd be an absolute fool. You'd be a ludicrous fool. If you were a boxer, not taking from one of the greatest minds that this sport has ever seen, and applying it to, okay, what do you see? And with him and Bomac doing it, it could be real. It could be real. But let me keep on reading with you all in the chat. Hold on, wait, let me get the screen back. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, let me see what you got to say. Let me see. Let me scroll down real quick. That's an. Oh wait, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Have I been hoodwinked? Wait a minute. Have I been bamboozled? Have I been led astray? Wait. Oh no. Oh Lord. Oh, my credibility's down the drain. Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Time out. Don't tell me this picture is old. Wait a minute, hold on. You know what? Let me do. Hold on. Has Floyd Mayweather visited Bud Crawford in the gym? Let me see. Let me make sure. I'm looking. We got 3 sources saying yes. Even AI themselves are saying yes. We got it. Wait, we got it. Let me hold on. Wait a minute. I'm about to look and see if this video is valid or not. We got it muted right now, so I can make sure that I'm on the up and up.
Here's what you want to do. Save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
We're doing some quick research on the fly. I'm not about to look like a fool. Hold on a minute. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. I'm trying to make sure that this is valid or not.
What do you think about this? Mayweather visiting Crawford in camp. Does that help Crawford at all?
Crawford was going to win regardless.
No more. Mayweather just visited Crawford in camp. Does he?
Okay. So I'm gonna play the clip. And this was posted yesterday. Apparently, I'm gonna play this clip, and we can see. And I think this is the real one. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not getting getting any sort of fake news coming through. Lord knows I do not want to be on the receiving end of a bad situation. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So real quick, I'm gonna play this. Clip, and this was posted on ES News, which is a very prominent boxing thing, a day ago, from Robert Garcia himself, or involving Robert Garcia himself, talking about this fight. Let me pull it up right now. Let me get to it so we can break this down collectively, all together. Again, this is not my for those of you who listen to the podcast or just listen to it outright. This is not my clip. This is from E News specifically. I'm going through talking about the news or the alleged news that potentially, if E News is confirming it, and they've been right on a good chunk of occasions when using them as sources, apparently this is real. So let's see what they got to say. Let's see if anybody shoots it down.
Robert, Floyd Mayweather just visited Crawford in camp. Is he going to help him how to beat Canelo, any of that? Why not? He beat Canelo. Peter, what do you think about this? Mayweather visiting Crawford in camp. Does that help Crawford at all?
Crawford was going to win regardless.
No motivation. Mayweather's very charismatic. No, it doesn't make it.
Important to him, that's it. Yeah.
Maybe they saw boot sparring Canelo and they had to respond to that.
No.
You don't think so? But that's a big advantage for Canelo to have boot spar him.
Yeah,
Boots is just like Crawford.
Boots Boots is very good and that's very.
I think Boots.
Partner.
You don't think Boots is like Crawford? Okay, so does that help Canelo, like having good sparring?
No, that's really good.
Boots is 34-0.
Well, yeah, again, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but again, so apparently, like I said, I'm not trying to jump the gun. I think the news is accurate, though the picture may be old. But like I said, for the sake of now, again, when new developments said this might not be valid. Because again, I'm finding out on the fly right now because I thought I had my stuff straight and that it was true. But if it wasn't, Lord knows, I don't want y'all thinking that I'm just doing something willy-nilly. Please, please don't put that on me. Lord knows I'm not trying to be irresponsible when it comes to the sources I use and the news I give out to y'all. So please, if that is indeed false, I do apologize. I do indeed apologize. But regardless of which, still, with the well, hold on. Actually, before I even continue, let me keep on reading the chat to make sure that we are indeed A-okay. I think this breaking code talk is just because some of the fans had nothing else to talk about. All these guys are pros, among the best of the best. They will get the best trainers and partners they can, etc. I think this is okay. Excuse me, it's the same thing. Can't believe everything on Twitter. Like I tried not to. I was trying. Like again, most of the time I'm on my stuff, and I'm like we good. Most of the time I'm A-okay with what I got for for my news. The fact that the fact that this time I may have been hoodwinked, Lord knows I don't want that to be the case. Again, it seems, again, I just showed you the clip from E! News. So it might be real because they reporting on it too. So I'm not, but again, like I said, we're going to find, everything's going to probably come out after the fight. Unless somebody just straight up leaks sparring footage, which I'm telling you right now, Bomac ain't letting that happen at all on the side of Terence Crawford at this point in time. Bomac has been saying he don't want nothing getting out of that camp. If anybody gets a phone out or starts recording during their sparring sessions, he was like, I'm kicking him out. They even put a preview of him saying that on their Terence Crawford social media and on his respective channel. So it's hey. I'm not even gonna open up that can of worms. The Lord knows I do not want to be a part of that mess and drama. I do not want to be a potential part of the issue that comes about with this whole situation. But regardless of which, let me keep on going through and reading you all's chats thus far. I seen the pic. That's what they both think scored at the word. Okay. OG. I'm sorry, Angel Mexican. What's going with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad you're with us on today. Also, Timmy, what's going on with you? Timmy T. Hey, brother. What's going on with you? Welcome, Timmy T. Welcome back to the show. So glad that you're here with us on today. Please come through and leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Again, shameless plug. If you haven't already, come on and subscribe to the channel. Come join this empire. What we got going on. It is still the championship rounds for today's show. And that means whatever you all want to talk about and discuss, you all got the floor and you drive the conversation today. Yes, we still have agendas and topics and plot points and all that stuff. But for the whole of the show, you all are the guides and muse to how this show is going to go forever long. It will go. Again, I don't, are we going to try to go for 4 hours? I'm not sure. I don't know. We've been getting close to it just about every show. Do y'all want to go for 4 hours? Every show? It's a great day. I love it. But my gosh, we keep on having stuff to talk about. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it, absolutely. But let me say, no disrespect. But can I ask what happened to your hands? Oh, yeah, that's phenomenal. So, okay, so real quick, I've been waiting for somebody to ask this. So, me, I have a disability called arthrogryposis. It's kind of difficult to say, but essentially, it's a bone and muscle kind of disability where you can't stretch out everything, all of your appendages. In some degrees, it's more severe than others. What happens is you go through and you use physical therapy, you work out, you do all this stuff, and you keep on stretching, you keep on being active, and you can help mitigate the issue and mitigate the disability, yet still it will always persist in some way, shape, or form. Now, I've done a lot of work to make sure that I can be where I'm at right now. Like I said, I told you, I'm a bad brother. I do what I do. But even still, that's why my hands are like the way they are, and it affects my other parts of my body as well. But thankfully, I've been blessed enough to where I can still do everything I want to do. But still, it does impact day-to-day life in certain aspects of life. And again, for some people, it's different than others. But it's not a contagious disease, or it's not a contagious type of situation. Doesn't affect the mental cognitivity. Or, as I say that, I think I used the wrong phrase or the wrong word. It doesn't affect the cognitive ability of a person. It just affects their physical ability and what they're able to do in day to day. And again, you live with it for just about the rest of your life. You can have surgery and it can help, but in some degrees it can make it worse because while, yeah, you're stretched out, it can do a point where you got to fuse things together. And now some parts of the body, while they're straight, are now not able to be fully mobile. And it can potentially lead to more problems than it's worth. But it's a continuous thing that you work through that you got to stay active. You got to stay like regimented. And so it's I don't want it. To be clear, I don't wish this on nobody, but I've more than learned to live with it. But I'm just doing it. It ain't me. I just got it. But it ain't what I am or what I do. That's why I do this. Like, I don't care. But I tell you, it don't matter because I'm still gonna make my life phenomenal. This ain't nothing but just a part of life. Because everybody's got their own obstacles and situation, but it's gonna be like you got to make it do what it do regardless of which. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why this don't affect me. And plus, hey, look, people were saying I came out the womb ready to fight. And so it kind of matches up. It kind of matches up because I'm looking like I always got myself in a fist, so I'm ready to brawl at any point in time. We can get at it. That's why you think I'm covering boxing, doggone it? Because I love to fight. I love it. I get doggone right. I love it. And it's great. It's phenomenal. It's not. I literally. I have a picture of me when I was first born, and I'm literally just like I'm smiling on this stuff. My hands are like this, cause like again, I couldn't open them to the same degree, but like I was just looking like I was ready to fight, and so it just so happened. It just so happened to work out that hey. Now I'm covering boxing on YouTube, trying to turn this into a legitimate, long-standing career where I can make a whole bunch of money. Now, thankfully, I ain't had to fight nobody. Thankfully. Though, maybe the people just thought I always stayed ready. So, we ain't gonna get this buddy no trouble. And plus, I got goons. You're doggone right I got goons. Hey, you don't want to mess with me. Buddy, you don't want to mess with me. But if I go down, everybody's going down. If I go down, but I got people everywhere, all across the country. They'll find you. They'll take you out for me. That's why I became personal, so I could make sure. Hey, I can handle stuff on my own. But if I do something wants to happen, oh, we got people everywhere. We got out the woodwork. We out the weeds. We got people coming. Oh, you're doggone right. Yeah. Call me Rick Foster, but I'm a boss out here. Oh, shoot. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's funny. Oh, dang. I'm sweating. Not because I'm laughing, because it's hot, but it's laughing ain't helping me. Because, brother, oh, shoot. But I'm that just a little bit about myself. That's what I got. Argyroposis. I believe it's how it's pronounced. I'm still struggling to say it to this day because it's such a convoluted name. But that's what it affects. And that's why I look like what I look like. Let me see. I was going to ask if you had any fusing you sharp, man, it definitely doesn't affect the mental fact. Yeah, no, it doesn't. And thankfully, I haven't had to fuse any parts of my body. Unless I ain't been told something. unless somebody done something to me that I didn't know about. Thankfully, hard work and dedication has been able to help me to have everything. I can't do everything like everybody else, but I can still do what I need to do. Absolutely. And I still got all my opinions and faculties. So it's something. So that's all well and good and everything. Let me see. Sad weekend, not much boxing video. Yeah, man. Like I said, after September 13th is when everything starts popping off. Everything's kind of on hold right now up until September 13th. And then we get the ball rolling with all the mega fights and all the stuff happening. Crawford versus Canelo, Inoue versus Ahmed Ali. It's great, man. I'm telling you. It's a whole cavalcade of stuff coming down. That's like once September hits, y'all better be ready. Get your money ready. Save up now. Be glad that you ain't got to pay nothing for nothing now. Because, brother, people going to go bankrupt by the time September and on come through. Because you got Canelo Crawford, you got Inoue Ahmed Ali, you got Jake Paul versus Tank, you got Benavidez versus Yard, you got not Bill Haney, you got Devin Haney versus Brian Norman, you got Ben Rodriguez fighting for another title, you got Artur Beterbiev fighting, and then lo and behold, Lord knows what's going to happen in December with some fights being announced between now and December that come down the line. Could be a Charlo fight that gets made by the end of the year. So, hey, enjoy the rest that you can, because pretty soon we're going to be up every night until like, what, 10? Until like 3 in the morning for the next couple of weekends because of the amount of fire that's about to come through with the rest of the matches coming down the pipe. So I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie. While I'm struggling, because it's been a little bit of, I'm not gonna cap that it ain't been a slow week. That it ain't been not much information coming out in the world of boxing. But I ain't gonna lie, it gives me a little bit of a break. Not gonna lie, it gives me a little bit of a break, and I'm down for that. I'm down for that, just for a little bit, just for a tad bit, so I can get some reprieve before ultimately we got to go through the big notion of, hey, no rest for the weary. Because brother, once that thing starts popping, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be ridiculous. I promise you that. I guarantee you that. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say. You stronger than most. Well, hey, troll. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm not going to say I'm stronger than many or stronger than most, because everybody's got their own struggles. There are leagues more people in a worse physical, mental, financial, or personal situation than me. I guarantee you. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I'm just happy that I'm alive. 1. 2, it could be worse. I promise you. It could be objectively worse. No question about that. And so, as much as I may not like my situation, hey, I've been able to turn it into something that is more than livable. I'm thriving in it right now. And so, I'm never going to, from the standpoint of, I can get sad sometimes, but I'm never going to be a person that goes through and is all of a sudden like, life is unfair. As unfair as it may feel at times, because I understand that this could be so much worse, and also I could just be dead. I could just be gone, out of here. Drop of a dime, gone. That's it, last breath, out of here. So, I cherish what I got. Thank the Lord for where I'm at. Thank the Lord I'm alive, and I make do with what I need to do. And I always understand. I keep that into perspective. Never let my stuff get down, nor let my stuff get too high. Because I also understand, 1, there's always going to be another day to make something great and be something great if the day that you're in don't work out. And 2, it can always be worse than where you're currently at in your situation. And you've seen it from other people. So you need to be thankful for where you're at. Help everybody that you can. And be sure to always move with appreciation, gratitude, and an earnesty to always be able to achieve the best that you can. Because if there's people that are worse off than me, that's done more than me. And if they can do it, sure enough I can do it. And if I can do this, sure enough you can do whatever you want to do. Because this is a situation where, again, not trying to turn this into a inspirational spiel, but like, you know, we want to help inspire and grow and help people laugh and have a good time. But like, everybody, you go through stuff that I may never go through. All of you, people in the chat, you all go through, and there are situations in life that I don't even know about, that some of you all may be dealing with. That is indeed, hey, my struggles may be a drop in the bucket compared to what some people may be going through. And you're still not just here listening, but you're still going out there grinding, doing work, making the best that you can, and being who you are, which a lot of people, but it don't always end that way. Some people, it's too much. And sadly, it's better not to be here for some people than to have to try to fight through it. Because like I said, man, life is an unforgiving battle. Life is an unforgiving fight. That the end of the fight is when you leave this earth. How much do you want to fight? Even when times get hard, for everybody, the length it ain't the same. Sadly, everybody can't, in some cases, go through. But the fact that you are, brother, it's an incredible feat. It's an incredible thing. It speaks to your tenacity. It doesn't disrespect those that have fallen, but it speaks to the fact that you're still pushing. And that's what we want to instill. You can still push through, and you can make something great. You got every day to go and survive and thrive. Oh, you're going to get knocked down, and you're going to get knocked down. You're going to get dazed and confused. You're going to get concussed. I'm telling you, there is no harder hitter in the world of, there's no harder hitter in the world of boxing and life than life itself. Ain't not one. Not George Foreman, not Ernie Shavers, not Julian the Hawk Jackson, not Roberto Duran. Not one. Ain't no harder hitter than life. I promise you that. But brother, if you can take on life and wake up the next day, guess what? Doggone it, you got one of the strongest chins that life can abide by, or that life's ever faced. And that means, brother, you can keep on taking what life gives you. And you can still, though it's going to be a struggle, brother, you can dish out more than you think. And you can take more than you feel. And you keep that mentality, brother and sister, whoever it was, I promise you, at some point in time, you're going to get the upper hand. You're going to get that upper hand. You're going to get, the momentum's going to swing. I guarantee you. It's going to shift. I don't care how long it's going to take. It's going to shift. And when it does, if you just stay in this fight long enough, brother, things are going to shift and change. And it's going to be something serious. I guarantee you. I promise you. I've experienced it. And I wouldn't be telling you this if it ain't happened. I've had my doubts to it. I'm telling you, boy, just keep your hands flowing and keep doing the right stuff. Keep to the fundamentals. And I promise you it's going to happen. It's going to shift for you. It'll shift in a heartbeat. It'll shift in a heartbeat, man. It only takes one punch to turn the fight around. You just got to be willing to stay in the fight. That's all you got to do. Stay in this fight, and I guarantee you it will turn around for you. Mark my words. I promise you that. Also, Sharp, what's good with you? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. So glad you're here with us on today. I'm so glad that you're with us, joining us on this weekend. It's Friday, y'all. It's still the time to rest and recuperate. You're done your work week. Now you can go through and relax, have yourself a day, and hopefully you're enjoying it with us. If you haven't already, again, please leave a like on the stream. We want to get the likes up. We want to get the show out there. We want to turn this into the hottest show in all the globe. It already is. People just don't know about us. Once they do, they'll never want to leave. I guarantee you. I promise you that. And we can't do this without your help. So every like that you send helps support and push this channel to the stratosphere. And if you do want to support the channel, while we don't have monetization yet, we're still working on it. We're getting there again, behind the scenes stuff. While we're waiting, hey, we got Cash App. I hit my funny bone. Oh, I hit my funny bone. Shoot, we got Cash App. We got PayPal. We got links down below in the description if you want to support. Oh, shoot. Oh, I hit my funny bone. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Whoo! Hold on. Ooh, I need to breathe. I gotta jab it out. Oh, Lord. Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, that hurt. Shoot. Oh, okay. Oh, my gosh. Oh, for those of you, again, I'm sorry. For those of you just tuning in, again, welcome to the Welch Report. I'm your host, Jean-Luc Welch. We predominantly do boxing and basketball and football on this show. It's the championship round, so you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm so sorry you had to see that. I hit my funny bone on this mic stand, and brother, I just about had a conniption. Whoo! Okay. Boy, whoever called that thing a funny bone, I want to slap them because this brother, that hurt the kingdom come. Whoever said that thing is a funny bone was an oxymoron, a contradiction. Is that the word? I think oxymoron is the right word. Whatever the case may be, but they were wrong. Ain't nobody laughing. Only people that are laughing, the only people that are laughing, doggone it, are looking at me in pain. Maybe that's why it's funny. Is my pain funny to you? Is that what this is? Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. It is. Oh, boy, that hurt. Shoot, boy, that boy. I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy. My gosh. Oh, that was something serious. Oh, Lord. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Let me tell you. Shark team. Hey, I'm down with that. I'm down with y'all being here in the chat. And again, if we're talking Sharks, are we still thinking that Charlo will fight Spence? I'm interested to see if y'all feel that Spence is going to come back and be the Spence that we know, or at least a portion of it. I want to hear if you all got to say on that as well. If you got the time, or if you got some skin in the game with that, absolutely. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say. See, y'all laughing y'all butts off. I see y'all right now. But let me see. Is that a Thundercats shirt? Oh yeah. This is indeed. Where's my thing? Where's on? Yeah. It's a Thundercats shirt. I'm a Thundercats fan. My sister's a big one. And part of my good chunk of my family grew up watching it. And so, like, yeah, I love the show. I love the shirt. I need to buy more apparel, I'm not gonna lie. But like, if I can, I need a sword. I need a sword. That's what I need. I need a sword. Let me get a sword. I need a Thundercat sword. Let me get a big old saber to come through, and I'm gonna put it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it right on my door. I'm gonna put it right over here. Or might need to actually remodel and get some stuff. We're gonna start adding some stuff to this room. I need to start figuring some stuff out and where I'm gonna put some things. Cause Lord knows, I don't want to be having that thing fall on top of my head, and all of a sudden, butterfly, channel gets demonetized. You see me get stabbed in the back by a doggone scabbard. I don't need that happening. But hey, I would love it. And if I can get some more stuff like this, I'm down for it. Absolutely. But let me keep on reading what y'all got to say. That's a tops level shirt. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I love the show. I would do the call. What is it? Thundercats. Oh, is it 4 Thunders before Thundercats, or is it 3? I can't remember. But anyway, they be going, oh, and I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Me and my sister used to do it all the time around the house. Just making belligerent noise all across the house. Oh boy. But we loved it. We loved that show. Let me see. Yes, I think Spence Charlo definitely happening. Hey, I completely agree. I hope it's the fight that makes the most sense for both of them. It's the fight that I would hope happens. It's the fight I would hope happens. And Lord knows if it does, like I said, it's sketchy because I am so Again, both of them are ring rust and all this stuff, like we said yesterday. So again, kind of rehashing some of the same points, but more so with Spence on the Spence side. We may think that Charlo is incredibly bad off in the sense of him been in the ring in a minute, but it's fair to assume that Spence might be worse off because of not just a longer layoff, but because of the perceived damage that he took against Crawford. Like it's got people asking a whole bunch of questions, more on the side of Spence, of like, hey brother, what you got left in the tank? Some people are saying you better off that you retire and just you don't need to fight no more. So but I hope that fight gets made. I really do. Let me see. Mum Wild and the oh yeah, no, hold on. Get the title right. It is not Mum Wild, the monster, but it is Mum Wild, the ever living. That's who that is. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's one of my favorite villains ever. That's one of my favorite villains. I love the way he looks. I love the way he yells. I love the way he just talks. I love the way he walks. Everything about him. I love it. That's the shirt I want. If I can find a Mum Ra, the ever living shirt with him in like the transformed form and all that stuff, oh no, I'm set. That's the type of apparel I'm looking for. That brother's a bad dude. That brother is a bad dude. That's a bad brother. I'm telling you. Mum Ra, the ever living. I don't care what you may say. That man is something serious. I love it. Let me see. Troll, the Bud fight. Agree. The Bud fight, and also I say the car accident, previous fights, etc. All that adds up in the end, and it might it might have. Again, you've already heard my opinions on the immediate impact of what it was with Spence, but for the sense of now. After Crawford, okay, maybe it did take a toll. Maybe that's why he took all this time off. Now, one of the questions that we have had over the course of the years with Spence is how long is it until it's time to come through and actually get back in the ring? Like, how long is the waiting period? How long is the grace period of with Spence if he's still trying to fight? How long is it that we can say, okay, yeah, you've had enough time, you've been able to recover? It should be that there's something in the works that you're going through and you making some moves to get back in the ring. So we've seen, even with everything, with all the grace that we've given to Spence, understandably so, this cat has also not returned. And in the midst of that, and also I see you troll, Mum Ra was awesome. Yes, thank you. See, some of y'all get it. Mum Ra was that dude. Mum Ra was that dog. He was that dog. Cape and all. Then Mum Ra was that brother. But when it comes to Spence, since his absence, brother, we've had Keith Thurman come back. We've had one of the two Charlo brothers come back. We got Charlo himself getting ready to return. And we got Pacquiao back. Brother, we got Pacquiao fighting for a title before Spence made his debut at 154, where he said he needed to come back. I'm like, we got some questions. We got some real questions. And we got some, like now it's a sense of, okay, even all of your peers, some legends as well, have came back and either evolved, changed, gotten better, moved up, unretired, and you're still out of action. We're at some point in time, the questions of will he, won't he start falling by the wayside, and is it better that you just don't come back at all? Is it at some point, like with Pacquiao before his fight with Barrios? But most of us were saying, hey, you don't need to come back. You should stay retired. It was perceived. Now, yeah, this sport done passed you by and there's too much going on. And you potentially have lost too much for you to be able to actually be competitive. It's better if you just stay home. Now, Pacquiao proved us wrong. Okay, fine. Pacquiao proved us wrong. I ain't got no issue with it. But at the same time, it's still everybody ain't Pacquiao. And Spence at this point in time is coming up on that, almost 4 years that he's been out the ring? That's longer than Keith Thurman. That's longer than Charlo, both of them. That's 2 years almost. That's 2 years away from Pacquiao. Hey, we got some concerns, man. We got some big concerns. Let me see. Where were you a Captain Planet fan? I think it's a bit underrated. So, I didn't grow up on Captain Planet as much. When I was younger, we had reruns of Thundercat. We had TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but TMNT 2003 with the theme song and all, that's still one of the greatest theme songs in television history. I argue with a wall. Every time I hear that, I don't get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Every time I hear that, I get hyped. I don't care. And then Sonic X was, I think, my favorite show growing up. That was my favorite character outright growing up. And so that's what more so I grew up on. So I had like a kind of, it was like a split television childhood. Because I grew up late 90s. So I got like a lot of the shows from then and a lot of the stuff that came out in the 2000s. And all throughout the 2000s, it was reruns and also some of the new stuff coming out. And a 4Kids TV type of guy. That's what I was. I think we had 4Kids TV in our house growing up. It was PBS and it was 4Kids TV and SpongeBob when we could get it. And so I had all of that coming through. And so let's see, Transformers is another one, was really, really good. I did love, was it, what was the one? It was like a hybrid of 2D and 3D animation. What was it, like Transformers, Amygdala? There was something like that. I can't remember the specific show, but I grew up on that Transformers show, and I did love it. And I went back and found out Transformers Beast Wars from back in the day, when they were just starting the 3D animation trend. I got big into that. Oh my gosh, I loved that series. We found that later on in life. And I watched it, brother. It was sublime. Sublime. The animation might look bad for today's standard, but brother, forget the animation and you just watch it like just as is. Oh no, you get lost in the story. It was phenomenal. What was another one I got into? What was another one? There's been a lot, actually. There's been a lot that's came. You had Transformers Prime that came out in I think the late 2010s. That was peak. You had the OG Transformers that I watched. I found I was able to watch later on. That was like people were dying left and right. we had people getting written off. People blowing up. It was ridiculous. I love that. Dude, there was another one. There was another Transformers series. What was it called? It's skipping my mind. There's been a bunch of Transformers series that I really did enjoy. There's been a bunch of TMNT. TMNT Back to the Future was another one I really like. I really liked that one. I think the OG one was better, but that one I really like. Jackie Chan Adventures. I'd be loving watching them going and fighting for the was it talisman? Wasn't a medallion? I think it was a talisman. I think it was a talisman that they were fighting for every single episode, and I love that. That old uncle saying like one more thing and all every single time. I love that. Dude, I got a hodgepodge of episodes and shows that I've been a part of. So you were late 80s. Okay, so we had some people through the 80s. We got some people through the 90s. Again, like I said, I'm late 90s, 2000s. So I kind of got a mix of the reruns of 80s and 90s with the stuff that came out in the early 2000s. So it's like the Centurions. I don't think I ever got to see the Centurions. I don't know if I ever got to catch them when they would come up on reruns. Maybe that was just me, and I just never got to. I was never set by the time that happened. By that time, when they started playing, either if it was too early, I was asleep. If it was too late, I was playing my PlayStation 2, Need for Speed Underground, NFL Street Volume 2, NBA Street Volume 2. What other games did I have? Fight Night Round 2. That's what I was playing. Once it hit 10 or 11 o'clock, hey, had my breakfast, had my fun. That was time the game. And we going, let me see. Beach Wars was the first 2D, 3D show. So that was the first one that you saw. So yeah, that was good. G.I. Joe, I don't think I never got into G.I. Joe. Crazy enough, as much of a phenomenal show that it was, I don't think I ever got into the show, which I don't know why. I never got into that show somehow, some way. It just never like captivated me. Now it might have been because I saw an episode, I loved the episode, but I had no clue what was playing. And then Sonic came on right afterwards. Or like I turned the channel and Sonic was on. So I was like, okay, Sonic, boom, Sonic X, okay, boom, Eggman, I can't wait to see how they gonna thwart your plans this time. I can't wait to see a Dark Sonic. I can't wait for that. I was telling you, I was in it. I still am, but I was in it. I was definitely in it. Let me see. Some of y'all got G.I. Joe as a show that y'all watch. It was again good show. I just never got into it. G.I. Joe is great. Used to have a kid come to the school because he was watching G.I. Joe. I think I tried to stay home to watch some episodes, and I couldn't get away with that. Not in my house. No, sir. Not in my house. You getting up, and you getting your butt out of here. If you wake up early enough, you can catch some shows. But brother, once it hits 7 o'clock, we got to be out the door. Cause it's 7:30. You need to be there. You ain't about to be late. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Not in this house. That ain't happening at all. I collected at school original 1997. Ooh, original 1997. I'm sorry, 1977. My apologies. Star Wars figures. Dang, y'all were collecting like that all throughout. Shoot, golly. Well, that was when the peak craze of Star Wars was coming about. So, like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. It would make sense to go and be an avid collector. I think, what was I collecting? We talked about I collected Pokemon cards way back in the day. Again, never learned how to play the game. Just collecting them because I thought it was cool. We collected Pokemon cards. We collected, what else? Topps trading cards. Collected them. Absolutely. We collected Topps trading cards. We collected a lot, and I mean a lot of basketball cards. I'm telling you, we were going through because we had an art class that would have, like, if you do work and at the end of the day you come through, for some reason, this woman, loved her, lovely woman. For some odd reason, this woman had an entire pit of nothing but trading cards and like action cards of like maybe some TV shows, but predominantly basketball trading cards. I don't know where she got them from. I don't know how she got them. I don't know what the world, how long she had been collecting. But every day at the end of class, you could go through, and once you do your work, you can go get a trading card. And you had Dwayne Wade, you had Alonzo Mourning, you had people like Sean Kemp, you had like a late Gary Payton, you even had some Kobe cards in there. And I was like, what? We were sitting, where in the world was this woman getting all these cards? And it would be filling up every single week. Like I couldn't believe it. I made out with the prime Dwayne Wade Heat card. I made out with like a Tom Chambers. We had like a Miami Heat Shaq. We had who else? We had like old people, like Nick Van Exel. we were pulling packs like that, and it was just like, and we be sitting there and we be like dealing with, hey, yo, I got a Wade. Let me get a Ewing. And I'll give you a Wade and a who was it? Josh Childress. And we were trying to figure out who can get the most, who can trade with the best value by the end of the day. And then we come back the next day and we be starting from scratch. And it was incredible. It was phenomenal. But we were acting like actual GMs out there. It was the craziest thing. It was the craziest thing. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It was so funny. Let me see. I had a Capricorn one film. OJ, you had OJ Simpson. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was a big time conglomerate in the world of not just football, but outside of which were movies and others. So, okay, I can see that. Y'all collected Cabbage Patch Kid cards and sports cards. Cabbage Patches were big, but I don't think they were big for me or the people I was hanging out with. I mean, in my group, for us it was a little bit different. I didn't really like Cabbage Patches all that much. I kind of, they weren't bad. I just never really got into them. I never got what the craze was when I was younger about it, because they kind of bleeded. Kind of. I remember there was a stint, a little bit, when there was a resurgence, early 2000s, but it didn't last long. It was slight. At least around my area anyway. But I just never got into it. Let me say, 80s was full of horror films, and the toy to boot. Y'all were something was wrong with y'all. I'm gonna tell you this. Something was wrong. Something was wrong with y'all. I saw some of the toys y'all had. I was like, how in the world is a 5-year-old kid supposed to have some of them Chucky dolls? Some of y'all were walking around with them like they were your best friend. I was like, wait a minute, what the world? How in the world are y'all buying this? What parent? What parent is is giving their kid this as a plaything? I was like, what the world? Oh my gosh, some of these toys were out of pocket. Now some of them were really cool. So a lot of wrestling action figures were really cool. Some of this action heroes as a whole, great. I love the detail, phenomenal. But like, Lord, some of them toys, shoot. Y'all had what, Chucky? Y'all had y'all was still, I remember some people were still selling it from the early days of it. Some of y'all having a max for Halloween, Christmas, getting gifts because of the horror thing. And I'm like, wait, Scream? That came out, I think that was more so late 80s, 90s. But even still, I mean, shoot. I was like, what? I don't know what the word y'all, I don't know whatever y'all were like. I was like, shoot, man, that, Lord, ain't for me. It just ain't for me. I'm gonna just say it just ain't for me. I wish I had my action figure collection. I really love the Toy Story. Oh yeah. You probably be having some bank if you had some of those original Toy Story action figures. The brother, a lot of those are real collector's items now. A lot of them are like big time collector's items, especially with Disney doing all this stuff with Resurgence, trying to really delve into the nostalgia of the time. I really wish they started making some new stuff with regards to which. Yeah, if anybody's got some of the old school stuff, brother, they making bank. You making bank. You put them things on eBay or anywhere for that matter. And I guarantee you. But Toy Story, an amazing movie. Toy Story, amazing film. Probably one of my better films ever. Some of y'all liking Gremlins. I'ma be real. I've never seen Gremlins. I can't speak on it. I'm sorry. Toy Story was up my alley. We had Toy Story, Finding Nemo 2. We had Brother Bear. We had Brother Bear. We had The Great Mouse Detective. We had what was another one? Aristocats. Shrek. What was it? There was another one. Shoot. I'm blanking. There was another one. There was another movie that was it 2D animation? It was either action or detective. I can't remember. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. Ah, that's gonna kill. Robin Hood. That's something. Robin Hood. That's what we had. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Winnie the Pooh. A big Winnie the Pooh fan. Tigger, my favorite character. I don't care, brother. That man jumping the kingdom come, and I'm right there with him. I dressed up as him when I went to school one day, cause we had like a character thing. I loved Tigger. I still love that brother. I don't care. Who's the cat? Who's the cat? Who's the brother that played what's his name? What is his name? He played he played the lightning bug in Princess and Tiana. It was Jim Cummings. That's what it was. Jim Cummings. That's what it is. If I ever can meet Jim Cummings, who also voiced Tigger, I think for the most of my childhood, Winnie the Pooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna have a time. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But yeah, but I'm told you, hey, I had a lot of experiences, brother. Going on, let me see. 80s was bonkers with action figures and toys. Yes, it was. A Ewan's 80s. A Ewan's 80s New Yorker. Yeah, they had him. They had him. It was, I think it was the later stages to him in New York before he got traded. But still, it was like we were young, but brother, we were trading them left, right, and center. Garbage Pail Kids. Some of y'all had Garbage Pail Kids. Let me see. Yep. Chucky. The fact that some of y'all had Chucky. Terminator film card. Terminator action figures were dope. Some of my friends had them. Some of them did. Cause they got passed. I think they got passed down or something. But like I got to see some. Those are really cool. I never got to have them. No, granted, I never got to never was like watching the film. That was until like later on, when more so the teenagers got to that and all that stuff. Now I can see Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. That was all well and good. But no, those action figures and cards, they were dope as well. Batmobile. Now the Batmobile. You talk about which one? There's been like so many iterations. Which Batmobile was 1988 Batmobile? That wasn't Adam West, was it? That wasn't Adam West. I always loved the Adam West Batman. Loved Adam West Batman. And I loved his car. But that wasn't the 80s, was it? Was it the 80s? Was Adam West Batman? Let me see. Adam. Cause that one had Eartha Kitt as well. Shoot, who was it? What was that 80s or was that earlier? Good gosh, 1966, great day in the morning. Shoot, okay, that was what? Okay, yes, that definitely wasn't 80s. That was 60s. That was 60s. Now it translated to the 80s. And even in the late 90s, I was seeing some of the cards, and I was still seeing some of the action figures in the 90s. That was like, it looked cool. And I got to see some of the reruns of that show. And I was like, oh man, this is great. This is phenomenal. This is incredible. So, because it was funny, but it was like ludicrous. But also like Adam West, like the voice was dope. His timing was incredible. The quips and phrases always had me laughing, but also like, he made you just lose the sense of, oh, this is ridiculous. For the sense of, and it was just good fun. And he was like, oh, he's one of my favorite Batman. One of my favorite. Him, Christian Bale, and what's his name? Robert Pattinson. I think those are my three favorite Batman. Yeah, I think those are my three favorite. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. No. Hold on. Wait. Something's got to change. I almost misspoke. One of my favorite Batman films is the Batman with Christian Bale. The trilogy is one of the best trilogies I've seen. Love it. But as Batman, shoot, is he definitely better than George Clooney. He's not overtaking Adam West, because Adam West is just Adam West. As the Batman character, not Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, Robert Pattinson was phenomenal. detective work and all, silent, stoic and all that stuff. Love that. So from the Batman side perspective, he's cracking my top 3 as Batman. Bruce Wayne, different conversation. Christian Bale was a better Bruce Wayne than Robert Pattinson was as Bruce Wayne. Adam West could do both. Get Adam West as Adam West. But who was the other one? Who was the other Batman? Was it, shoot. I am blank. I'm blanking. Oh, chat, help me out. Help me out. Who was the other Batman that I'm thinking of? Not Christian Bale. Not Christian Bale. Not Robert Pattinson. Not Adam West. Not George Clooney. Who was the other one I'm thinking of? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. We done got off topic. Hopefully. Let me see. I wasn't Clooney. Hold on, where was it? Dang it, hold on. This is irking me now. No, I remember now. And it's probably gonna be controversial. No, in fact, thank you for helping. But and it wasn't not Luther. Though Val Kilmer dope, no question about it. No question. It wasn't Luther. It wasn't Michael Keaton. Sure enough, it wasn't Michael Keaton. It was Kevin Conroy. That's what I was thinking of. Kevin Conroy. That's what I was thinking of. Yep. That's my 3. Kevin Conroy. And yes, Kevin did not play Batman in film. Kevin played Batman in animated form. Absolutely. However, just like I've said with the likes of Mark Hamill as the Joker, though it's not on screen, the best adaptation I've ever seen of both of those characters have come from Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, Joker and Batman. Because I could close my eyes and visibly see them do what they do just by hearing their voice. Better than when I was watching anybody else act, which is insane to say. I know, it sounds ludicrous, but I'm telling you, when I read a Batman book, I hear Kevin Conroy and I hear Mark Hamill. When I read anything, it'll pop up and I'm reading it as if Batman's talking and briefing me on something. Because Kevin Conroy, his voice was it was so good at encapsulating the character that it made it so that anybody else acting as the character, could they bring it to life the same way as Kevin Conroy? And I couldn't see it. And I was like, this is really good. But it's not taking Conroy. And Conroy was only a voice actor. I completely understand that. Regardless of which, brother, I felt more, with all due respect to everybody else, which again, Adam West paved the way and he made Batman iconic. Val Kilmer brought a flair that was incredible. Ben Affleck, more so Christian Bale, helped really push that thing to the limit. But like, brother, Kevin, I played every Batman game. I watched the animated series. I watched everything. Justice League Unlimited, Justice League as a whole, most of the DC animated products and shows and movies, which again are 10 out of 10 if you haven't seen them. Brother, I could not see or feel the same weight of Batman being Batman as when Kevin Conroy was voicing. I just couldn't. To this day, I will continue to say he was the greatest Batman I've ever seen or heard. And I never saw. I just heard. But it was insane. Again, that's me. That's me. I respect it, but this boy, I do something. It's something. Boy, I'm telling you, man, he was something to behold. He was something to behold. And it's if you don't agree, that's perfectly fine. But it's like, again, if you don't agree, it's fine. But like, it's my opinion. And all the other actors and shows were phenomenal. Batman Beyond was incredible animation. Batman Forever, love it. Michael, Val Kilmer, incredible as Batman, and the movie as a whole. And George Clooney, he kind of fell flat, but respect him for playing the character. If we want to go back animated, Batman, the Brave and the Bold, took aspects of Adam West, added a flair with Justice League. It had the comedy, had the animation, and had the action, and had some really deep stories, while also making it like fun, and every episode was episodic. That is an underrated series. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, if you haven't watched it. It is indeed incredible. They even had the doggone Equinox. Is it Equinox? The villain? That's like literally his whole thing is to balance good and evil. They even had him as the episode. It was incredible. Oh my gosh. Phenomenal. And again, not to go on a tangent, but animation, yes, it's not movie, but it is still an incredible art form. It's an incredible art form. It's a stupendous art form. It, in and of itself, it is so difficult to bring stuff to life with just your voice alone. You know how difficult it is? Again, that's why we talk about Mel Blanc. If we're going way back now. we nerding out for real now. But that's why we go back to Mel Blanc being one of the greatest voice actors ever. By actors on screen and off alike. This man voiced over 1,000 characters. From Sylvester the Cat, Tweety the Bird, from Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, the red-headed prospector with the guns, always shooting. Elmer Fudd, everybody. And they all were the same. And anybody that played them on screen could never replicate what he did. It's insane. That's how much he encapsulated the character. You can encapsulate a lot. I mean, shoot, take it. Like, take, for example, Ultron. The dude that played Raymond Reddington. What's his name? What's his name? Who's the guy that played Raymond Reddington? What's his name? He played on Boston Legal. I think was it Boston Legal he also played on? What is his name? James Spader. That's who it is. The brother who played James Spader, or not the brother who played Ultron in James Spader, same guy that played Raymond Reddington. But as Ultron, he brought that character to life like no other. And it was CGI. But if he had been, you couldn't tell me that there would be anybody else that would play a better Ultron for the MCU than him. They couldn't. They just can't. And I would just voice that. That's what it can do. And so it is, for me, it's a full-fledged acting thing. It doesn't take away from what the people do on screen, like Heath Ledger, like with Robert Pattinson, like with the lit bevy of actors that have played characters from here, like with the guy that played the Penguin in the Batman. Over the years, people that have played Jim Gordon. It's been great, but it's just as feasible as a acting chop, because it takes a special type of talent to do that with nothing but your voice alone and make a character so undeniable and so synonymous with you that even people that acted out live are compared to you. That's how I feel about Kevin Conroy. And so that's why I have my opinion on it. But again, that's just me. That's just me. But I do not want to waste time. Let me see. Oh, I'm going through. Definitely, it's beyond levels. And the woman that played who are we talking about? What woman? Hold on. I think I'm missing something. I think I need to go back through. This is talking about Pulp Fiction. Hold on, universe. Talking about actual. Hey, look, I'm putting everything into the same pot. That's me. I'm putting everything into the same pot for me. But let me keep on reading. In the 90s, they get money for voice acting stuff. Yeah, they get money because it's hard work, but it's really hard. Batman Beyond was awesome. Yes, it was. Did you watch the series with Gotham with Jada Pinkett Smith? It was very good. I think I did. I think I did. I'm trying to remember. Did I watch that? I think I watched that one. I think I did, I believe. If I'm wrong, please, excuse me. I mean, Arkham Knights was level. Yep, Arkham Knights was great as well. People said the HBO Penguin was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh my gosh, HBO Penguin is incredible. It's incredible. If you ever get time to watch HBO's The Penguin, which attaches to the Batman, the movie The Batman that came out 2023, I think 2022, just about. It's worth it. It's so good. It is so good. Spawn, another one. Spawn is an incredible series. Oh my God, Keith David. Oh my goodness, Keith David voicing Spawn. And I think that was like that with the similar animation style of like Spider-Man the animated series, X-Men, like old school X. We're talking about like the original X-Men 97, not the resurgence of X-Men 97. It still kept a lot of the stuff, but like with the color palette, the animated style and all that. But like we talk about the original X-Men 97 animated series. It kept that type of stuff. That it had that type of pop, but like visceral, but like blood, like violence. And like kept you Spawn, what Spawn was in the comics. It was so good. I wish they brought that back. They could do so much with Spawn. I wish they brought Spawn. That's such a good series. It's such a good show. It's such a good show. Riddler's great as well. And the woman, she half woman, half poison ivy. Yep, that is true as well. Daffy Duck, Duck Dodgers. And the 21st and 1/2 century. Love that show as well. He had his own show. Roadrunner, that guy is too much funnies. Him, Roadrunner, Speedy Gonzalez, and I think Daffy. I think my favorite were my three favorites. I think I love Speed. But the standpoint of like any character that was fast, I loved it because I loved Sonic. So automatically I fell in love with Roadrunner and Speedy Gonzalez. But also Daffy, I think was out of everybody, I think Daffy was my most favorite guy. No, it was what's his name? Who's the rooster? What was his name? The rooster. That was actually my top three. Not Roadrunner. No, he was. But I think he got eclipsed. Foghorn Leghorn. That's what I'm thinking. Foghorn Leghorn. It's what I'm thinking of. Yep. Foghorn Leghorn. I say. I say, boy, what you talking about? But I loved it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was. Brother, I would be laughing hysterically. When it would be going, when it would be going all this shit. But he'd be like, I say, hey boy, what you doing? What you talking about? Slapping these people upside the head. This is the rules. A confoundment. You're better than this, man. Don't you know you can't put two peas in a pod unless you got a seed? This ain't what you're supposed to be. Didn't your mama teach you better than this? And everything just going on. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I still love Foghorn Leghorn. That is overtaking Speedy Gonzalez. That, brother, might just be my favorite character in Looney Tunes. Over just as much as Daffy Duck. My gosh. When I tell you, boy, when I tell you that I was listening to that cat and I was like, man, I ain't heard nobody as Southern in my life. As Foghorn, look, again, I'm from the South. So I was like, I ain't heard nobody as Southern as Foghorn Leghorn in my life on TV before as a recurring character. Oh my gosh. And he be doing these subtle like jabs that would be, just getting them. Like it's slick. It's slick. It's so slick. He been saying stuff like, buddy, this man ain't got, this brother's eggs ain't there. If he keeps on going like this, he gonna be a one step short of a flower pot, cause he'd be like he gonna be dead. You know what he said? This what essentially be saying. He be saying slick stuff that was like, the older I got, the more I was like, man, I'm taking that. I'm stealing that. I'm definitely stealing that. Yeah. Shoot, boy. Man, that brought back memories. Shoot. That brother was funny. That dude was funny. Let me see. Yeah. But yeah, no. If you do ever watch, you can probably stream it somewhere. There's plenty of streaming sites. You can find it where you can watch it without having to pay a subscription. Trust me, I know I had to do some of that stuff in college. I'm not advocating for it, but if you need it, it's out there. And it's worth it. Because, brother, The Penguin is a master class of a series. It's a master class of a series, absolutely. And it's so good. It is, oh my gosh. It is, I mean, Foghorn, but yeah, he could kind of fuck, man. If Foghorn Leghorn was a wrestler, brother, he would be the hottest ticket in town. He would be, I'll tell you what, he'd be like The Rock. How people couldn't cut, like you couldn't, if you watch wrestling, nobody, when Rock was at his peak, you couldn't cut promos with the cat. Because no matter what you said, it took 3 phrases to go through and just eviscerate everything you said. And everybody, the crowd would just go with it. Brother, if anybody could cut a promo with The Rock, it would have been Foghorn Leghorn. That cat would bring so many euphemisms out you would not believe. You would not believe it. Oh, that'd be, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see that. Let me see, Speedy Gonzalez in UK, all children, we used to watch and try to crawl on the tiniest couple under the verge. You know what I found out? I found out a whole bunch of people, like both Mexico, UK, and a lot of unexpected places in Europe love, and I mean love, Speedy Gonzalez as a character. And here in the States, many people would say, hey, but Speedy Gonzalez, is a racist character. Maybe we should take that off and turn it down. Nah. This brother is like a cult following by a ton of people. Like he made like a whole section of a portion of the globe for like a decade. He was making their childhoods. He was one of the top characters in Looney Tunes across the world. I never knew that. And it's, I mean, like, shoot, man. Again, he was always one of my favorite characters, and I loved him. But like, boy, I would have never thought. Let me see, UK had children's television franchise like Spain. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. So does that mean, and again, kind of switching gears, does that mean just like with Mexico and Spain, when they couldn't get a lot of the cartoons that we had in the States, they got a lot of anime because they had to work with a different network. And like their local television thing got deals with the likes of Toei Animation and others. Did it work the same way like that in Europe? Well, y'all were getting other shows and other series that like were popular for y'all because maybe you couldn't get access to some of the shows that maybe I grew up on over here in America. Because I'm not, again, we ain't the end all be all, trust and believe. Again, like over in the UK, y'all got Wallace and Gromit as one of y'all like cult following. Shoot, I'm one of the biggest fans of Wallace and Gromit. I still need to see their latest show that came out on Netflix, the last movie with Wallace and Gromit. I need that. And so I need to see that. But like, okay, so we got a mix of shows from UK, US, and Mexico. Oh, so y'all got everything. Oh my gosh. Shoot. Dang. I'm missing out. I am missing out. Shoot. Doggone it. What's going to level? Hey, look, but hey, what's the thing? That stinking penguin, what's it? I used to have that brother down pat. Cause I used to always say this cat, he's always strapped. I like, brother, when they were doing the train scene in Wallace and Gromit, and he was like, and before the train scene, like, it was Gromit that was going through and trying to confront the penguin. And the brother pulled out a Glock, like quick as lightning. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, whoa. I was like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
We got some problems here.
But I was a kid, and I was like, I had my hands up the same way. Because I was like, wait a minute, whoa. Like that escalated mad quick. That escalated mad quick. Even when I was younger, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. And I was like, yo, who is this? Like, who is this cat? Who bring it? Cause see, I'm used to Marvel superheroes. There's banter. There's like talking and exchanging. And there's like a kind of like, you can tell when things are getting ready to escalate. Brother, it went immediate. It was like that penguin ain't say a word. That brother kept silent the whole time. All you could see was his reactions with his eyes and his eyebrows. And brother, with a blank expression, back against the wall, this cat pulled out a 6 iron, straight, cocked and all. And I was like, yo, this man's a bad dude. This was a bad brother. That's a bad bird, man. I'm telling you, I loved him. Let me see. Do you prefer subtitles in foreign films or excuse me, do you prefer subtitles in foreign films or rather hear English dub? So like I'm impartial. If it's in English, I'm down with. Like, I'll listen to it. It's less work, sure. But I ain't got no problem reading. I ain't got no issue reading. None at all. Like, what was that show? When I was watching, what was that show? There's one, I can't remember. But for foreign films or like anime, I'll watch in the original language if it's not in English, and I'll be just fine with it. If it's in English, just because I wanna see it, and it's a little bit less work. Okay, yeah, I'll read it. Sure, yeah. Sometimes subtitles sound better than dub. No question. Yeah, absolutely. In other cases, it's been the other way around. I'm not gonna lie. Like you watch Naruto, but on Madara in English, peak. Absolute peak. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. That voice change. Going from the happy-go-lucky thing to all of a sudden, yo, hey, is it raining? No. Oh no. Am I sweating? No, I'm sorry. What was it called? It was like, am I perspiring? No, it's just the rain. These fools could never make me sweat. But I was jumping. I was like, yo, that's cold. But hearing that in English versus hearing that in sub, I was like, yo, okay, for this, yeah, English got it from the sense of how it sounds. But still, both of them are great. Both of them are phenomenal. I'm not gonna hate on either or. I've always been a guy that I don't care what you listen to. Just get exposed to the media and enjoy what you like. If it's in subtitles, don't let that deter you and watch it because you're going to like it. Like I said, Hajime no Ippo, but I had to watch that on YouTube in parts before I could get to streaming. I had to watch it in segmented parts way back in the day. And I had to watch it in Japanese. Brother, I didn't care because the thing was great. And I was reading and watching it. Brother, within the third episode, brother, I had peripheral vision. But call me Floyd Mayweather, because I was seeing everything all at once. Because I was that locked in. So yeah, I'm impartial to it. It don't matter to me. Don't matter to me at all. And so I prefer subtitles. If you prefer subs, I can see it. I can see it. Let me see. I do too. When I was younger, I didn't want to read. Yeah, like I said, if you don't gotta read, hey, I get it. Okay, I ain't got no issue with it. If you're listening in English or in your own local language, no problem. No, that's what they're for. I'm not gonna be a guy that goes and try to say, you're a peon, a peasant. How dare you go through and watch the world of whatever you're watching, anime or movies, And you don't get the same investment. Hey, brother, shut up. Let them watch what they watch. Let them watch how they want to watch it. They're watching it. That's all we care about. Let them enjoy it and what makes it better. If they want to get exposed to different things in different ways, so be it. They'll find their favorite thing eventually, but let them watch what they want to see. Don't force them into saying one is better than the other, even if you feel one is better than the other. Let them get exposed to the thing, and then afterwards they can decide. If they want your help and advice, then you say, hey, this is what I think is the best way to experience this, so you can get the full joy out of it. But do it at your leisure. That's what I say. Because then you got people that it just makes the community, whether it's anime or just anything, sub-dub, it just makes it, it's disgusting. Makes it annoying, honestly. It's like, then be quiet. Like you want me to read so much, you want me to do subtitles so much, and you say it's better? Brother, I ain't seen you pick up a book in nearly 5 years. Go read a book. If you want to get on me for listening to it in my local language, you should experience the best thing. Hey, brother, go read a book. If you're that adamant about me trying to do something, go do it yourself. Huh? Don't listen to an audio book. Pick up a doggone book that you want to read and read it. If you feel that type of way. But if not, don't get on me for how I experience what I want to experience. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. I used to be a subtitle snob. Now it's whatever. See, and guess what? It's a lot more freeing. You know, it's not the stress of there's a better or worse. Now it's just you're just here. I can get down with that. I'm all right with that. Because once you get out that mode of you gotta ride or die for what you like or don't like, and like this is superior. Now it's like, okay, yeah, it's here. Hey, you like it? What you listening to? Oh, cool. Very cool. So it's like, it's great. Let me see. My best children's show. Let me see. My best children's show called Round the Bend, 80s, early 90s. It was Friendly Crocodile eating. Wait, huh? Wait.
Hey, look at this.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. What do you mean? What? Hold on. What? What is this show? A children's show in the 80s. Around the Bend. A friendly emphasis. A friendly crocodile. Eating fools going to the post office. What type? Who greenlit this? Where's the? Wait, hold on. This can't be real. What? How? This is real. Wait a minute. How is this real? This is for children? Wait. This is for kids? This was for kids? See? Where was the FCC? Wait. What was the FCC rating for this? Wait a minute. This came on in the morning and or on Saturdays for children to wake up and watch. Where was the FCC? Where's the FCC? Where is their jurisdiction? There's no way this was rated G. There's no way this could have been rated G. There's none. Not even PG. The TV-14? Is that what this would be? MA sounds like appropriate. Good gosh, wait. They took it off at 18. They took it off after 18 episodes. I wonder why. I wonder why. No kidding, you say. It lasted less than 20 episodes. No kidding. You don't say. Well, I wonder what would have caused that. And you say this was one of your favorites? And this is one of your favorites? No kidding. You don't say it got canceled. Hey, what a coincidence. Ain't that just the strangest thing? Oh, shoot. Oh, I wonder why. Oh my gosh. I tell you. See, this is why I like this community. Cause we done went completely off the rip. This is a sports show. We talking about boxing primarily. We got the NFL coming up this week. We got basketball coming back. We got Cowboys trade. We got all this stuff coming down the pipe. And doggone it, we done gone off a tangent. Talking about the best Batman actors, some of our best childhood shows, action figures, collecting movies, and our favorite television shows. Now we done found out a doggone cannibal. I can't even call it cannibalistic, because it's an animal eating people. At a post office. Why a post office of all people? Why is the location? Why is there an alligator? Excuse me, a crocodile at a post office in the first place? What is his reasoning for eating people? Is he like eating bad guys? Is he an undercover guy? Is it just for the fun of it? Do people just accept it? Is it not? Does anybody call animal control? Does anybody care that these people are getting eaten? Do they just walk on by and like, oh, hey, what's up, Greg? Or whatever. I'm gonna just call the crocodile Greg. Hey, Greg. Hey, what's the word? Nothing much. How's the weather? It's pretty good. Pretty good. You're doing good. Hey, I'm eating. Ain't that right? All right, I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you, brother. See you. Is that what it's like? Are those the interactions as he's casually death rolling somebody at the side of a post office? Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I mean, oh, Lord, that's funny. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Let me see. Welch, are you a fan of Bruno? Are you talking about, now, there's a lot of Brunos. Bruno the film. I don't think I've ever seen Bruno. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me look it up. Have I seen Bruno? What? Is it, you talking about the film that came out in 2009? No, I haven't. Now, I think I've seen. Wait, he was the same guy that made Borat? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Now, I've seen Borat. Not the whole, I think it came on TV. And I think I watched it. Not all of it, because I think I had to go out and hang out with some friends. But I got to see a good chunk of it. Now, I didn't get the humor back then. I get it now. Crazy thing was, he did it again. And exposed Rudy Giuliani for some insane stuff. But that's a whole other thing. But regardless of which, I've seen Borat. I have not seen Bruno. I don't think I've ever seen Bruno. Ironically enough, I don't think I've ever seen Bruno. Though I have seen Borat before. Though it was only one time when I was younger. I didn't get the humor. I don't know why. I don't even know how I got to watch it. I don't know how it came on TV, but it happened. But I have seen it. But I haven't seen, I've seen Borat, excuse me. Have not seen Bruno, sadly. So I do apologize on that regard. I think real quick, there was some other chats up top that I missed that I do need to go on and discuss real quick to make sure that I'm not missing out on nobody. We've been having a banger of a conversation all throughout the day, and it's we done passed the 3-hour mark with the greatest of ease. My goodness, shoot. I was not expecting. Hey, look, this is why I love this, because we can go through, we can talk about whatever we want, boxing or beyond, and we good to go. And it's like, We got a lot of interest in the chat. We got a lot of people going through a lot of things. Thankfully, I've seen a lot of stuff, so I can talk about some. Thankfully, I'm a pretty wide book, and I'm learning a lot about all of you all. Cause this is fun. No, this is really fun. This is really, really fun. I can't lie. I'm having a blast with this chat. But let me real quick go back up because I think I missed some people's chats earlier in the day or earlier throughout this whole thing that I don't want to miss or negate. If I haven't, we'll just keep on going. Let me see. The children's thing, Wallace and Gromit, yep, talked about that. The Penguin, talked about that. Subtitles, yep, talked about that. Let me see. Definitely talked about it around the bend. Oh, y'all brought up Apocalypto. I didn't know y'all had seen Apocalypto. Now, I didn't watch Apocalypto when I was younger, but I watched it in the original. And so I was like, I didn't really know what was going on, but I knew I was invested. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew I was invested. And I somewhat could follow the story. Then I watched it again. And then I spent years, I mean years, trying to figure out what that show was because I could never find it again. Though I knew the film when I saw it, I just could never find it again. And I finally found out it was called Apocalypto. And then, okay, I got to watch it again. Then I could appreciate it. Apocalypto is an incredible show. And not show, movie. An incredible movie. It's grisly. It is. It's violent. Oh, hey, look, you're going to see some stuff. I ain't going to lie. You're going to see some stuff. You will. But as a movie, it's a phenomenal movie. And I watched it in subtitles. That's how it came when it first came on. When I watched it, and it was I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. That was a peak movie. It was a peak. It's some degree, like when you know some of the history of the world, some of the history of the Aztecs, the ups and downs and the downfall, and you see this kind of like a very much dramatization, kind of retrospective into that history. It's like, whoa. And even to some degree, it didn't even do it justice, and it did a great job, regardless. So I'm like, man, like it can be if you ain't ready, it can be a heavy movie. It can be a really heavy movie, but boy, it's great. It is great. It's phenomenal. It is indeed incredible. So let me see. So I think I've answered just about everybody else's stuff in regards to shows. Unless anybody, and we're gonna do a last call. For anybody else that wants to talk about it. And again, this is still the championship rounds, just to be clear. It's still the championship rounds. We can talk about anything and everything. We've covered boxing. Let me make sure that we actually covered what we said we were going to cover on this show. Did we go through and did we cover? Yes, we covered T.O. We covered T.O. We covered Shakur. We covered Crawford. We covered Keyshawn Davis. Okay, so we did cover everything in the thumbnail. On top of other things in the world of boxing. I think that's all in terms of like staple stuff. So if there's anything else anybody wants to say, hey, this will be the last call. We can do it right now. We can talk about it before we go on and get on out of here. And I'm down for it. For anything coming through. Let me see. No wrestling news at this point in time. No wrestling news. If we want to talk about wrestling real quick, we can. And we can discuss it right here, right now. So, spoiler alert for those who ain't been keeping up. John Cena lost the title to Cody Rhodes. My gosh. John Cena turned good. Went back from a heel to a face. Thankfully. Because the booking of John Cena has been abysmal as a heel. And they even got in the midst of that. Crazy enough, every match with Cena got better throughout his heel run. But the storyline got worse with Cena on his heel run. Because they didn't do as much as they could have with the Randy Orton story. the CM Punk story was really ramping up. Like that got grisly quick, and it was great. But then they fell flat after that feud. And then with Cody, it was like it didn't do what it needed to do. And then teaming up with Logan Paul and all of them also kind of fell flat. They booked John Cena wrong. Wasn't John Cena's fault because he could have been he could have been a really good heel. They even messed up R-Truth because R-Truth went heel and he went mean. That buddy went mad, like in a good way. And he could like schizophrenic mad. Like back in the day in like 2011. I'm driving now, cut his dreads off and everything. Then when he turned him good, brother, he just went back. It's ridiculous. Let me see. Beculus is in hot water for making. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Was it too soon? Yeah, that happened. Cause like I've seen wrestlers use people dying before. Like most of the heels, like big heels. But if they'll talk about somebody dead, shoot, Randy Orton used Eddie Guerrero and his death as in the storyline. So I'm like, was it too out of pocket? It might have been because it was so soon that it's like, do we really want to do that now? Cheap Heat, you could argue it was Cheap Heat. You could argue it was Cheap Heat. Now, also, I'm not trying to say or give it a pass, but also we had seen Osborne involved in wrestling before. And like, though it was like, crazy stuff. Like this was a cat that also was not afraid to poke fun at his own self and use himself for means of entertainment. But it's like, cause like I heard the joke, I heard the shot, and I need to see how Ozzy's wife feels about it before I can really give something to it, because knowing a little bit about what I know about them outside of just the entertainment aspect of it, I can't say for certain that this was something that, you crossed the line with the family or not. But again, I'm only limited known. And the joke itself wasn't like, it wasn't something that I hadn't seen before in wrestling, that hadn't been done before. And like, this is something that, okay, yeah, it's good. It's cheap heat. It's hot heat. But it's heat that's been in there for like 100+ years. But still, if they don't like it, I can't speak against it except for, hey, don't do it again. That's my thing. So I'll see what the family feels about it first. But like they do that. They do that all the time. I mean, shoot, they do it with the Knicks. They do it with they did it with Jussie Smollett, with that whole drama. They did it with Michael Jackson. They did it with just about every celebrity that we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with O.J. Simpson. They definitely did it with O.J. Simpson, pre and post death, when the case was hot and when he died. If I remember, because I think it happened. They made a joke. They used the joke as heat for that. One of the storylines there. So I'm not surprised at it. They used Kobe Bryant's case in Colorado. And if you don't know, look up the case of Kobe Bryant in Colorado and you'll see exactly what went on. Allegedly, I think the charges were dropped. But still, they used that case and made an insane joke about it on Raw. And so like it's been no pulled punches for years. Oh Lord, they've been using that for years. So it's insane. And I think what else happened? Gunther retired Goldberg in Goldberg's last match. Yes, Goldberg had another match for the heavyweight championship, and Gunther retired him. Gunther lost the heavyweight title. Did he? Yeah, no, yeah. I think Gunther lost the heavyweight championship. Did he lose it? Let me make sure, so I'm not giving y'all the bad information. Yeah, Gunther lost the title to I think it was Jey Uso. Gunther lost the title to Jey Uso. Jey lost the title. I forget who got it then. And then Seth Rollins just recently beat Reigns and CM Punk for the title. So he's reigning right now. Oh, Paul Heyman's not with Roman Reigns no more. Paul Heyman's with CM Punk. And he's no longer working with, he's with Seth Rollins. No longer with CM Punk or Roman Reigns. We'll trade them both. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman all are now a faction running through and stealing Roman Reigns' shoes in a continued heel or a continued feud and promotion. And let me see, what happened? Jey Uso's still fighting somebody. LA Knight's going for the U.S. title, I think. And Naomi's champion. Finally, heavyweight champion. And she's pregnant. Hey, congratulations to Naomi. She's having a baby. Her and Jimmy having a baby, yeah. The bloodline continues, yeah. But she's dropping the belt because of it. So everybody's all excited and feel good for that. So it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot of stuff transpiring in the world of wrestling. So it's something to behold. It's something to behold. But we all here for it. And that's what's going on. So I can't wait. I think they got a new what else? Becky's from Limerick. That's the worst town in Ireland. Makes sense. She saw Aussie City. Hey, look, I can't speak on foreign feuds when it comes to territory wars over in the UK and in Europe. That's not my place. I ain't trying to cause no beef with nobody in Limerick or anybody else in Europe. So please. So please, if we can keep the shots at a minimum. Because look, I am not trying to have a citywide war. And all of a sudden this chat gets raided by people reporting me. Because they think I'm perpetuating this level of quote unquote bullying. I can't have that. But I'm just getting started. We love it that it's great across the pond. In terms of getting notoriety, getting some people loving the show. I love that. But my goodness, hey, look, I tell you what, from what I know, based on my friends that are big into soccer, brother, city to city, brother, they'll kill you. They'll murder you. They'll take you out. It will be a street to street. It will be a street to street zip code beef just based on who you support. And don't let it be neighboring cities. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. But I know right now, Manchester United just got upset by what was it? Gary? What was the team? That because this when they got promoted. I think because this went. Or I think they're gonna get promoted because this. Who was the people that beat Grimsby? That's who it is. They lost to Grimsby of all teams in a 12-11 shootout after drawing 2-2 what was it? In full time. I think also in a little bit of extra. It was in a full time and extra time, but just straight up full time. Then it went to penalties, but it went 11-11, then 12-11, with Grimsby taking a shot. Shoot, even their goalie scored. And then, brother, old boy hit the top of the crossbar. Next thing you know, brother, the stadium's getting ran over by scenes of people as if they won the doggone World Cup. And I understand, because, brother, this is one of the biggest wins in Grimsby town history. So, like, that was just based off of that. Lord knows. And that was, hey, look, they did that when they were happy. They stormed the field like that, and they were elated. About touring the field. And that's them happy. But a war, just off of teams. If they don't like you, oh my gosh. Oh, we can get back. I ain't trying to have that in my comment section. But we already got that with Tank and every other fan base. Good gosh. I might need some moderators for that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Tank City gets hate. And U.S. Baltimore, yeah. And Baltimore, Maryland. Honestly, that Baltimore, Maryland would be, if this was going like what they have with teams all across the Europe, it would be Tank FC is in Baltimore, Maryland. Boots United would be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then it would be what was it? It would be Crawford FC would be in Omaha? Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. What an American butters over here. And it would just go like that throughout all the states. And I guarantee you it'd be some wars. But Texas would have like 5 different people that they be supporting and celebrating. They got a lot of people coming out of Texas. I think Benavidez is also out in Texas too. And so it will be ridiculous. It'll be insane. Man United got to say, hold on. We ain't starting that. Hey, hold. We ain't starting this. We ain't starting that. It's about to get out of control. Cause I know. Let one Manchester United fan get in here. Brother, this whole chat's gonna be tore up. And I ain't gonna be able to stop it. So we gon' I tell you, I don't know soccer, and I ain't gonna be able to manage it like I need to. To help quell that storm. That's gonna be bad. So we gonna put that to bed right now. Oh Lord, I ain't having that. Cause Lord knows, once that ball gets rolling, I ain't gonna be able to stop that. Let me see, USA cities I know get hate. Well, let me see. USA as a whole, we're getting hated on. Justifiably so. Understandably so. People hating on the country as a whole. And I can see what. You're doggone right, we deserve hate. Well, what we're doing right now as a whole. But when it comes to the world of individual cities, a lot of them get a bad rap. Though a lot of it isn't necessarily deserved to some degree. The bad parts of the place like Baltimore, Philly, and others, there's some bad to it, no question. But there's also a lot of good with the cities. But more so because of the bad outweighs the good from the standpoint of what's been talked about. Whether it's crime or otherwise. It gets a lot of, it can be something. But there's a lot of good stuff in Baltimore, Philly, New York, though, again, New York is a whole different thing. Good God, it's a whole different thing. LA, DC got some good stuff, though they currently going through a very, because of our government, they're going through a terrible time right now. Lord knows they are. But as a whole, like, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the cities across the country. There really is. There really is. It's just right now, with the landscape of what's going on, especially here in the Deep South. It ain't the best thing. But trust me. You get through the weeds, there's some good stuff. Listen, see, hey, I got family. Hey, hold on now. I got family from New York. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, hey. Watch where you step. I'm not from there. I got family from there. They great people. They phenomenal people. but like I said, it has its falls and it has its faults. Yes, but like every other city, like if I go to the UK, there's a bunch of statements about what goes on over in the UK and others in Europe. But there's a lot of good stuff in that city. There is. That's why you ain't gonna hear me talk bad about it. You ain't. If I ain't been there, I ain't gonna discuss it. I'm gonna let the people talk about it. Where I've been, which is here, I can speak from personal experience. Hey, while the cultures are different, no question about it. And the people, everybody ain't gonna be the same Southern hospitality type of person that I'm used to and I grew up with. There's a lot of big stuff going on. Yeah, there is. I think there's a lot of stuff that you can enjoy. Absolutely. And so, and why do people from New York make it a hey, look, you have to ask them. That's them. That ain't a question for me. That is not a question for me. That's a question for people. Jersey, New York, not necessarily Vermont. That was kind of around that sect. Any of the boroughs down there, and yeah, that sect area. Ask them. Ask a New Yorker. They'll tell you what. I'll get you. Ask Spike Lee. They'll tell you. He'll definitely tell you. They will tell you exactly what. But again, that's what that's them. That ain't me, and I ain't trying to do it. I ain't trying to be like that. I'm telling you what. I promise you. But I think we had 3 hours 36 minutes. As much as I want to continue, I think we do need to wrap it up a little bit and start sending it home. Because I already gave a last call. We'll do, like 2 minutes. Say the last stuff that you want. Whatever you want to discuss. And then we're going to get out of here. Because we are, this has been great. This has been phenomenal. But I do need food. I do need to eat. I'm sorry. I do need to eat. While we're waiting on any last chats to come through. Again, full disclosure, this is part of my job. So if you can't support the channel while you're here, hey, Cash App and PayPal links down below. While we're waiting on monetization to still come through with the channel, and it helps us out. Anything you can give will be wanted, and we appreciate it so much. Helps us to delve back into the channel. And if you ain't subscribed, subscribe already. Come on and join the empire, and keep on leaving likes on the stream. But again, last call. Whatever you want to talk about, we can touch on. We got 2 chats. Make them count. We got 2. The last 2 people I see, the last 2 people we going to touch on. And after that, we out of here. And we done. Let me see. I saw Snoop in Amsterdam at a bar. It was, but now, I do know he went over there for a concert. I think within the last 3 years. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see him. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me see. How come no cash link into? Wait, whoa, hold on, hold. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a second now, hold up. Wait a minute. Cash link. The Cash App link is there. And the PayPal link, it is there. I got them labeled specifically right under the Let's Build Together moniker. If you copy and paste both of them, it will take you directly to their respective sites. If you copy and paste the full Cash App URL, it will go through and take you to the direct Cash App link to if you want to send something to the show, you can send it. PayPal, same thing. You copy and paste the entire PayPal link, and then you go to your browser and hit enter, and it will take you directly to a PayPal page where you can just go and straight up, if you want to give us support, hey, you can give us support there. And that's because most of the people that we have on the show that do want to give either got PayPal and Cash App. So they're the 2 most direct ways at this point in time, and the most easily accessible ways at this point in time to give and support to the channel. So that's how you do it. Copy and paste. You go to both of them. It should take you to, let me see, let me make sure I ain't nothing else being hidden or ain't nothing else being shown. But it should take you to this screen. If you go to the URL, as if I well, I can't zoom in on the URL, but hold on. Thought something got exposed for a second. Thankfully, it was just options, but it should take you to this link and to this page. If you put the PayPal link in your browser, it should take you here if you want to give to the show, and so that you know, okay, yeah, you'll give it to the right person. My logo's there and everything as well. And so, no, not that. Almost ended the show outright. Oh, shoot, that's funny. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is funny. Let me see. Over 1,000 subs, you get the YouTube icon. So, like, let me see. I have no PayPal or Cash App. It's banned? What? I did not know that. Huh. Interesting. Like I said, right now, this is just for the majority that were voicing their opinion. I didn't know it was banned. Okay. So I need to find some other means. Patreon, I've been looking to figure out how to do it. I've been looking to figure out how to give on Patreon, or how to make a Patreon. So I'm in the process of looking at them now. With monetization, once this process finishes, we're good to go, and we can give everything that we need. And then we can super chats. You can just do to the thing, and then boom, if you want to support, you can do it that way. That's highly acceptable. With memberships and all that stuff, we just gotta go to the point and get this thing done on YouTube side. Once that's done, we good to go. So, and it's like over and for the monetization thing, it's 1,000 subs, 3,000 hours of 4,000. No. 3,000 hours of watch time for one tier, 4,000 hours of watch time for another. And so, and then afterwards, you fill out a form, and then YouTube does their thing. They approve your channel. Then bing, bang, boom, we're there and we're rolling. So that's how it is right now. So, but once that gets placed, we're good to go. Also, RO, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. We're almost at the end. We're getting ready to end, but we happy that you're here, and we appreciate you coming through on the show with us today. And like I said, the cash icon, it would be there. But that's once monetization gets approved for this channel, which it hasn't yet. So we're waiting. Once it gets there, like I said, you will be the first. Once it gets approved with them, not waiting on them. Then we're good to go. But until then, we got to wait and we got to do what we do. That's the thing. And sometimes YouTube takes longer or shorter. So if you've been on YouTube, buddy, you know how fickle this platform can be. And I'm relatively new to this. But boy, yeah, it can be a pain. That's what we have right now. So once that goes through, brother, you all will be the first to know. And it's going to be easy pickings. I guarantee you that. I promise you that. Let me see. Where, if we want for everything where to give, it's on the screen and in the description. Copy and paste the links in your browser if they're not banned. Now that I know that some of these are banned in certain countries. And if you can give there, support there. If not, hey, just you watching and sharing the show does the part that we need. Because the biggest thing is growth. You grow, you help us grow, we can become bigger and we can become better. We can then get sponsors and turn this into a live television thing and to get us, have bigger people come on at shows with guests, celebrities, fans of the sport or not. Just people, everybody can come on and we can see what they can see what it's about right here on the Welch Report. But it's all with you and your support. You help us grow, we can thrive. I promise you that, no question about it. But let me go through the last couple things. Like I said, start a Patreon. I'm looking into it right now. You're doggone right. So we gonna try to make this happen. Some people leave camera on to get 4,000 watch hours. Dudes know it. Yeah. Like, hey, look, I'm not going to speak against them. If what they do works for them, that's what they do. We're going to make this show something that everybody wants to tune into and be a part of. Whether you agree with what I say on this show or not, you're going to want to have some fun and you're going to want to be invested, hopefully, in what we say. Just to hear what we got to say. We're trying to become a voice that people have as like credibility. And that's fun. It gives you energy, makes you entertain, and you harp on every word. You're holding on to everything that we say. You're taking heed. You gotta know what's the empire's take on this whole situation. That's what we're trying to do. Making money on the side is great. And we love for that. But that comes with, again, legacy. And if we can build a legacy of excellence, guess what, brother? We're going to build a legacy of revenue. It's going to happen. We're going to do the work. Huh? We're fighting everybody. We take on every chest and every challenge. And we will be sure that we ain't ducking no smoke when it comes to making this channel great. I promise you that. But with that being said, that's a good note to end on, ain't it? That's a great note to end on. And I think we're going to wrap this up. We're going to let y'all enjoy your weekend, and we're going to get on out of here. So with all that being said, hey, buddy, this has been another episode of The Watch Report with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. We thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the show. Appreciate all of your support, all of your time coming through, and all of you coming and talking. Something in my beard. I thought I felt food in my beard. I'm sorry, I thought I had food in my beard. But either way, we appreciate your time. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend. It's the weekend. Be safe. But get excited. We playing 2K. Yeah, for my basketball fans out there, we playing 2K. It's about to be on and popping. I tell you what. Also, be sure to leave a like on the stream before you get on out of here. Comment your thoughts and opinions of what you liked or didn't like about the show. Be sure to subscribe to the Empire. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube. Also, be sure to share the show with everybody you know so we can keep on building up this empire together. We're going to be available on podcasts, every podcasting platform, once this show is over. And I will see you all on next week to cover the world of boxing and beyond in the world of sports. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a time. And we're going to have ourselves a great atmosphere of action-packed fun. And we're going to start your week off right. And we're going to end your week off strong by next week. I guarantee you. It's going to be great. We're going to love it. But I've been Jean-Luc Welch. Y'all have been wonderful. Peace and love. Oh, we are out of here. Yes, sir. We are going to see you all on Tuesday of next week. Peace and love. Be blessed. And we out of here.